got it on just to make sure it would work. So don't say anything improper. I could stop it, I guess.
How did dentist appointment go today?
Good.
Good.
Oh, I've got to do that and I dread it.
You'd rather do that than what?
I said, I gotta do that and I dread it.
Okay.
Hey, Kate.
Hey, Sue. Hey, Kathy.
Hey,
I couldn't tell one dog from the other. in
Really?
that photo. I could.
yeah. Like mother, like daughter.
That's right.
Sound's working. Video's working.
Hey. Can we lift that higher so I don't look so short and stout?
Higher? Lift what higher? The whole thing? I just want to say something.
Hi, how you doing? Good. Hey. Hi. So glad you came. Sure. Okay. Wesley, you sound like me last week. Horrible allergies and nose, eyes, cough, awful. Okay. Okay. Wow, this was just last night. No, July 1st. Planning board. I didn't get home till 7:15 from work.
I didn't make it either. We have,
They didn't lock up the building or the restaurants. The outside one was that one was unlocked and that one was unlocked.
The inside one was unlocked.
This one, and that. The outside one. Okay.
see what they
Did you sign these cards? Did you sign these cards yet? I can't see the clock.
Yeah, 6:26. I didn't do anything away from the
They must need a new battery, I think so. So,
That's up to them.
Oh, I thought he's open with people.
There you go. Hope I don't have to use it at all. Maybe it'll just. There. Now I can see the clock. Hi, how are you? Good. See you too.
I'd rather a day than yeah.
Must have sent it. One more. Always. Always. What's that? Okay, we can bring that up in a second.
I'm thinking of, we can make the curtains for this place. Little color, little sound. Better. Still can't recruit either. What'd you say?
Nothing, I'm just laughing. I'm not gonna say a word. Fair.
Oh, really? I know she does crafts, but
Cool.
good to know.
Okay, 6:30. I would like to call this meeting to order. I would also like to announce to everyone in the room and at home that tonight is on YouTube Live with audio. Everything is working good the way it should. Thank you, Leanne, very much. Yay. And first thing on the agenda is the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, just a reminder, for those of you that do have the agenda in front of you, it is a lengthy one, so we're going to try to get all the town's business. It's been like 3 weeks with the change on a Tuesday for select board, so we've, look at these packets and the minutes. We've got a lot to do, so we're hoping everybody will help us get that done. So first on the agenda after the pledge is approved minutes of the July 16th Selectmen's meeting.
I'd like to make a motion to have them as read. Did you read yours?
Yeah.
Anyone second?
Second? All in favor? Great.
This is what we're talking about. Thanks, Mike. Name swap. She had Jason on the Rose Committee and he was president.
Okay, next on the agenda is approve warrant 27, warrant 2, and payroll warrants for July 17th, the 24th, and July 31st. I believe we've all done them and reviewed them. And I'd like to make a motion to approve.
I make a motion to approve. Anyone second?
I second.
All in favor? Ladies, you'll need to sign the, yeah. That has the 2 prior year checks in it, for the prior year.
So waiting for Archie's. Usually shows up in August sometimes.
6.
Yes, it is, yep.
I believe, $4,000 left in the road budget for last year, which will go into a reserve.
Okay. All right, there's this and that. Okay. Next, we're looking at reports. RSU 10 report, we got a great report from Chad. Did everyone in the audience have a chance to look at it? Did you have a chance to read it yet?
I skimmed over it.
I'd like to publicly thank Chad for getting us information now 2 meetings in a row regarding school board budget and concerns, and it's really great to have this information. Okay. We don't need to prove it, we're just going on, right?
Right.
Okay. All right, next, road commissioners report. And BIM is here. This is out at the, Leanne, is this road report up there too?
Yeah.
Okay, so everyone has a road report, great, you can read it.
I'd like to make a motion to pay farm the roads.
We don't-
I'd like to make a motion that we unfreeze Ben's budget for the small jobs he wants to do.
I'm not ready to do that yet. I have a few questions.
Okay, what?
BIM, on your grading of gravel roads that need to be done, who's gonna be doing the grading? I noticed that in our board packet, we just had to pay for things done in June to fix the graded roads that weren't graded. Do we have someone that can grade and use a grader, or is that something we're gonna have to sub out?
No, either me or Brandon will run it. I'll probably run it myself.
Okay, because I know that the 2 checks we just cut from the 23-24 budget that were due by the end of June that didn't come in, were to fix graded roads that weren't graded with berms or whatever. And I just want to make sure that we have someone that can do that. I'm thrilled if it's you. That's great.
That was something that Brandon done back before I got out of the hospital. I
Should we get it in?
Carlet Road washed out on the bridge. And then Weston Brown stopped at the garage and said there was berms up on Darrington Road. I don't know, Brandon, I don't know what he did. Brandon ran around and done 2 or 3 different things. And then he told me the other day, he asked me if anyone had made a bill out, and I told him no. And he went down and made out a bill for it.
Okay.
So it got in
It
late.
was done sometime in December, in a month before.
Okay.
So he just didn't get the bill in. I didn't realize he hadn't turned it in.
Gotcha. Right, because I know you've been swamped with recovery in hospitals. So. On the Darrington Road, it says that you're gonna need 800 yards of gravel before the road can be plowed.
Before that's gonna be, and I told this in a few meetings back, if you're gonna open that Darrington Road up, it needs some surface gravel up through there. There's several areas that are very muddy when it gets wet. It's gonna be a problem up through there, we don't add some gravel.
So with the cuts that happened at town meeting, everything that you put on here, is this all gonna be able to fit with the monies that we have?
We should have left the budget where it was. But
Yes, I think it will.
I'm not going up in that road unless we have some surface gravel up through there. It's gonna be a problem with trucks. And, 800 yards would be a start through there, 1.5 inch crushed gravel.
Okay, call culvert replaced. We already have the culvert for Town Farm Road out of the culvert group we bought.
Yes, it's up behind the salt.
Great, okay. Next under road commissioner report is your FEMA progress, and I know we've got some notes in our packet of some things that Jeremy put in.
Oh, Jeremy dropped them off, I filled them out that day.
Yeah,
I went and done some measuring and, I asked him to drop them off at the office.
yeah,
And I've been talking with Jeannie down at the FEMA, one in charge of FEMA, and as far as I know, she's done everything she needs. I asked Leanne today if she had heard anything, and she said she hadn't, so. The last time I spoke with her, she needed those other pieces of information, and she was getting ready to make some checks out.
Leanne, do you have any follow-up with that?
I haven't heard from her since I sent in the estimates.
And when did you send those in?
Is there a date on there? The same day I got them.
7/31/24? Okay,
Sounds like-
and you had a question?
Yeah, but I think we should make our priority Pratt Hill first, before we do anything else on the roads of the town. I was on Farrington Road today, and that road needs to be ditched on the right side. There's actually bad ditching over there, even though they just paved it, where the water's coming down, taking the sand right across the road.
Which road is this?
Farrington Road.
Farrington Road, I wasn't sure if you
I
said
live on that
Farrington.
road.
Hold on.
So you saw the sand, right?
Yeah, no, but I want to tell you, that's the part of the road that's in Canton. I drove up there today and
That
noticed.
very bottom part of it?
Yes, that part's in Canton.
So you gotta probably
Hartford don't start till you get up around the corner.
Yeah.
up the top.
Thank you, thank you.
It's all that fun.
Okay, so the FEMA, thank you, Leanne, for sending the FEMA deadlines out. Does it look like we're gonna have everything in time so that we can get our FEMA money? As far as
Till
we know?
September.
As far as I know, we've given her everything she needs. She's called us, Kathy and I have gone out and done, GPSs, and we've made, I don't know how many trips, different times she's called us. And we've given her all the information she keeps asking for.
So do we have a total of what we've requested?
No, that's all on there. I didn't.
Each one keep going.
5. Well, these are partially done. Didn't she say in that there are other ones that were all done, or just, because these all say partially?
Your estimates to finish the work attached to each road.
She told me the one that wasn't done, to give her an estimate, and that's what we did on some of these last, the last couple of times.
What I meant-
we talked.
Yeah, but I meant the ones that we had to do a bunch of work, and and you already did it last summer?
She has all that.
took
She
care of
has
it.
all that.
I took care of the ones that were washed out and people couldn't get. through.
Absolutely, you sure did.
We send her every invoice that we,
Okay, but we don't know what that total is of what we sent her last summer and,
not right now.
We sent her an awful lot of information.
right. I know we spent a lot of money last year, over almost like $100,000, so I just didn't know how much of that we're gonna recoup. That's what I was looking for.
We just totaled up Jeremy's estimate.
Right, but that's the stuff that hasn't been done yet,
Right.
right? The ones we just got today is stuff that's not done yet. It's just an estimate to do.
That's what you got
There's
together.
still some of them that haven't been completely finished. We got them all so people are.
Right.
Read through.
But all these are estimates to finish the road. Correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what she asked me for. I think she was just gonna go with the estimates to close out her books. The way I look at it.
Gotcha. Can we have this back on the next agenda to see if there's any updates or? I just think that we ought to know exactly what we've submitted, so we're gonna know some idea of what we're getting back.
We only pay a certain percentage of what we spend.
Right, but at this point, we don't really know what she's all got. Besides, we just kept sending stuff in, but we don't know, we've submitted $100,000 to FEMA, or 92,000, whatever, and they're gonna give us, say they're gonna give us 50% or whatever. It would just be nice to know where we stand, how much we've submitted to that, and so that when she says, okay, I'm gonna approve this much, it's not $10,000 and we think we're getting back $40,000 or $50,000. Am I the only one concerned about that? Because we've been talking about FEMA money for months and months and months.
No, I think it's well said.
All right. On next is road contracts. And our packet only includes BIM's, it doesn't include Jeremy's. Okay. So the first thing in this year's new contract, it says, the subject of this contract is for town office repair caused by motor vehicle damage.
Oops,
Right here,
I saw that too.
motor vehicle damage.
Oh, sorry, I had to, sorry, that's my mistake. It's the same contract, just, I had to do it for this.
Gotcha. Okay, on this contract, or this list of services and fees, when it says like a 12-yard dump and a 6-yard dump and whatever else it comes, does that include the driver BIM or does it not include the driver?
Yeah.
And I know while you were gone, Brandon picked up the pieces, which he did a great job when asked, very much so. What I would like to do here going forward is so that when you're ready to get paid and you submit a bill, it would be great if it could be submitted not on the day of select board, so that the road committee or a select board member can verify the work was done, so then we can cut you a check for that select board meeting, instead of just getting an invoice and paying it that very day. We just want to confirm that.
Well, the best I can do on that is that when my weekend's on Saturday, I can get the bill on Monday.
That'd be awesome. It just gives us a chance to, she prints just before the meeting, we've had a chance to say, this work is done, or road committee can double check it or whatever. Just like we would with other stuff going on. Any comments on the price list?
I'm wondering, Vim, I hear we're never gonna get anything any cheaper, and as I'm going through your itemized details here of your services that you're willing to render, your mulch hay bales are $6 that you charge the town. There's an ad on Facebook charging $4 a bale, and I'm curious why you charge us more than the general public.
I've been looking right to the job. If you want to drive over wherever them and get them, go ahead.
Cost more.
That doesn't seem to go get them. Thank you.
There is always a hay around for $4, but you've got to go pick it up in the field.
Okay, thank you.
I started to pay $4 a bale, it's now $7 a bale, delivered to my house.
This is mulch.
Oh, this is mulch, okay.
It's mulch.
Right, mulch hay,
Yeah.
sorry.
Mulch hay costs me just as much or more to make than it does regular hay.
It's just over.
Actually, I spend more time trying to dry it out and get it back so I can bale it than I do when things go good.
Thank you.
I guess my next question is, are there any other local contractors that can be working with McNeil Farms or anyone that we want to open it up so that they can give us a price list too? So that when BIM, as road commissioner, might need extra work, we have someone to draw against? I'm just,
Oh, I don't know.
I'm just
Dave,
wondering what
did you ask Alfred? Somebody asked Alfred?
I thought, and Alfred would work for the town if that.
is there any other local contractors that anyone can think of that might want to submit their price list? So if we need work done, we have resources for our road commissioner?
Can't think of anybody. Jeremy.
Anyone on the roads committee that can answer that?
We'll look into it.
Pardon?
We'll look into it.
Okay,
We have people looking into it now.
okay, thank you.
Super. Okay. So I would like to move that we accept this price list, but I'd like to be able to, where it says our duties, the town will pay a total as billed. As long as it's verified that the work has been done, I don't mind paying that as billed, but.
Well, I've never asked to be paid again. I know we.
Oh, no, I'm just looking at the contract you submitted, you put as billed.
Yeah,
Down at the bottom, it says our duties, the town will pay a total of as billed for your goods and services. I just want to make sure that we're gonna be able to verify.
Right? Is that what you're saying? You want itemized?
Yeah, just a list.
We want to make sure that the work is done and up to the itemization
Right,
before we pay.
right.
Just like we would with any other contractor.
I'm with you most of the time. Or whoever.
It should be a
But then-
second before you discuss it.
What's that?
I
It should be a
second it.
second.
I second
So, but you don't have a problem with, if you're gonna be around, you can confirm that it's been
it.
done. Right, perfect.
I'm
Okay.
usually with him anyways.
So, when road work is confirmed, it will be paid. And can we add that to the contract, Ben?
you can, that's the way it's always been anyway.
But we're just trying to,
My week ends on, my billing ends on Saturday night. And then I try to make the bills out on Monday, but Selectmen meetings are every 2 weeks, so sometimes they both get turned into the gap.
just making sure all of our Ts are crossed and our Is are dotted and things are done properly.
So we have a motion and a second with that amendment. All in favor? Okay,
Those prices were the exact same prices as they were the year before, I didn't look.
you're gonna be able to change it so that we're not fixing the building?
So we just think of my motion.
I don't think I'm ready yet.
And now you're gonna be ready.
My concern is we've reduced his budget so much that I wanna know what he's doing before he does it, so that we don't run out of money halfway through a job and then told we can't, Rat Hill can't be done this, or we can't do this. I just wanna stay on top of it. Not find out at the end of the year, we don't have enough funds to finish the priorities. And I don't believe we froze his funds. I think we said we just wanna know
Pre-approval,
pre-approval.
that's different than freezing.
So what do we call pre-approved on those 4 jobs he just listed?
So he wants to go fix town farm with the coal patch.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
We already have the coal patch.
Yeah. And he wants to gravel the roads, and he needs to do this on Darrington, but he definitely needs to start on Pratt Hill ASAP too. If that's the way we're headed.
Are we going to accept his
I don't know, we haven't got to that point yet.
50? All right.
So, yeah, I agree with you on the road committee, if you have the roads graded, have town farm, because you're only gonna waste that coal patch down there anyway, that needs to be done. But the main thing after that is getting Pratt Hill.
Gotta get Pratt Hill, yeah.
Before we do anything else, but these other things that were already in the works, the grading and the coal patch. Definitely, might go on and do that.
Yeah.
Would you pass it back to her? Yes, Alan?
I think if Dave's talked to Alfred about the roads, maybe we should show him the road budget and all the stuff that we need done to see what he comes up with for a bid.
Right,
I mean, we already have an extensive job description, what we want done. We just gotta give it to Alfred and say, could you work with this?
so the next thing on our agenda is the road committee report, which is what yours,
That's basically,
oh,
I have more things of the roads before you,
okay.
okay.
are you moving on to that?
Well, I only have FEMA and road contracts under roads.
But if there's a complaint and something else came in,
Okay.
Yep.
I'm just looking at my agenda and I only
Me
see those
too.
two things.
oh, we can wait till next week if you want.
No,
Nope.
no, we're ready.
I got it.
Go for it.
So there's a suggestion that the ditch in front of Maple Grove would be corrected. I think I sent it to the road committee and the road commissioner.
Yep.
I got something I'd like to say to that.
So Ben's got this, right? Yeah, go ahead, Ben.
It's very easy now that you have my contract and all my prices, to run around to other people asking them what they would charge. I mean, it's very easy for them to be $2 less.
I was asking about the Maple Grove Cemetery.
Yeah, I did see that, about putting some riprap down on the lower end. That can be done, I guess, if we have any money to do it with.
Okay, can we please at least keep that on file and go look at that and decide if it's a quick fix solution or whether we're gonna have to, if we can something to stop the erosion to, at least till we have money to fix it?
I just need some riprap, it needs to be cleaned out, shaped up, and get some riprap stuff put in there.
Right. I do remember, didn't you, Ken, I'm sorry to pinpoint you, but we talk about this last summer
Yeah.
also?
It's been over a year since I brought that up. You were right there, Bill.
Yeah, I know,
I pointed it out to you, it's undermined the hot top
yeah, you showed it.
even more now. The last,
I don't know what it's undermining the hot top, but it doesn't need some riprap there.
well, if you've seen it recently, the hot top is breaking away. And it's starting to undermine the hot top.
I never noticed it like recently.
Yeah, you probably haven't seen it since recent storms, where you've been incapacitated to even get there, I understand that.
I'll go over and look at it tomorrow.
All right, thank you. And what was the next one here? The one from,
No, up on Bryant Road, which was discontinued in the nineties, someone's going to be logging in Livermore, which is at the end of Bryant Road. It's a town line.
Okay,
It's still a public right of way, but it's discontinued. They have one property owner and butter who's worried about them cutting branches for their logging trucks to go down. So they want you to sign this letter saying that you don't have any problem with them using Bryant Road to log wood out of there.
Someone,
will the road take that, Bim?
I don't know, someone called me the other day about Farron Hill Road from one weekend off to the end of the town. They were going out in their logging and someone new had bought a piece of property and they was having an issue over cutting some trees so they could get their trucks in there. And I don't have anything to do with that road, which connects to the Bryant Road. So I don't know whether that's the same people or not.
The logging company did cut some branches that were in the 50-foot right of way. That's all they cut.
And did they remove them or?
The branches?
Yeah.
I don't think I had any authority or anything to do with those back roads that are discontinued.
We don't maintain them, but they're still a public right of way because it was discontinued in the nineties. The land didn't go to the butters.
Most of those old back down roads were 50-foot right of way, or 3-rod road, whatever. And when they were closed, it depends how they closed, but I suppose people would have the right to maintain to get in and out.
I don't know what to think on that.
What'd you say, Ken? You want to think on it?
I don't know what to think on that.
Can we?
My concern is if they damage the road, who's gonna be responsible?
It says they'll take
We
care
don't
of
maintain the
that.
road at all.
Hmm?
The town doesn't maintain that road at all. It's discontinued.
They're gonna be coming over the top of Farron Hill Road that we do maintain.
Won't they be coming out by, noise, L noise?
No, they're coming over the other way. They're coming down 108.
Yeah, I'm just reading this for a second here. Yes,
I live on that road and have walked all the way down to the end of Farron Hill, and I walked on Bryant all the way to the other end, going around the pond. And over the years, they've done logging in there because the lumber company owns it. And there hasn't been any major taking stuff down on the side, but I haven't been down there in the last few weeks. So I didn't understand the complaint. So somebody further past it, the lumber company bought property out there and they're saying they damaged the road. Is that what you're saying?
The person who owns the last property in Hartford is angry that they cut branches that were in the.
I mean, I just studied all those tax maps in the last couple of weeks, so I know where I have a good idea where all those different lots are. Yes, and it's an unmaintained road, because the section of Bryant that goes from the intersection of Bryant and Farron Hill, or maybe it's still called Farron Hill, that goes up to Livermore Town Line, that was so eroded last summer, we tried to go in there to see if that nice old house was still there, what was going on with it. It was so eroded, I couldn't even walk up. We went up there with a 4x4, and we couldn't even, truck couldn't
They'll
drive.
probably improve.
So that's just what's gonna happen with these roads. So the property owners along it, if they want the road to be passable, they're responsible for it, because the guy on that, up that end for many years did keep it up. I mean, I know
Well, if a logging company is gonna be logging out of there, they'll improve the road. Or
They
they'll
have
be
to.
able to
They
get out.
have to, even right down the bottom of Farrington where the swamp is right there.
Yeah,
I mean, people were parking right there, their vehicles and walking up to wherever they were walking.
oh, I know, and they've been doing it year round, because I think there is a kind of finished house out there that had was raised up to put a basement under it a few years ago. So
Right.
there are places out there.
I think it'll benefit them if the loggers fix the road.
Yeah,
Years ago, you used to be able to drive all the way down to the pond.
Yeah, I used to be able to drive out. You can still drive out, well, at least last year.
So Sappy is saying that they are willing to do before and after work when they're logging to be improved from its previous condition and photos to be taken before and after completion of the work. Sappy is free and clear of any further maintenance after the completion of the timber harvesting project after they've fixed the road. I think it would be in the town's best interest and the people that live on that road that somebody besides Sappy take before and after pictures also. So I don't know if someone from the road committee might be interested in doing that, or whether you want a select board member to do that, but I just think in the town's best interest for our residents that we ought to also have pictures of that road before and
I
after.
may have misled you. I don't think people are actually living out there. They're owning property.
So there's no one down there. I thought you just told me
No,
someone
there's a
disapproved
house-
it.
House out there, but maybe summertime is what I'm saying.
There are people who live there full time
Oh, there are now? Well, that's on the other side.
on the road.
On Bryant Road. That's accessible from Church Street.
Yes, Ben?
There was someone that just recently bought a 100-acre lot, and I don't know where it is, but it was in Hartford. And I don't know if they're intending on building in there or what, and they did ask if there was any maintenance or what they would have to do if they wanted to get some town maintenance in there, so. I said it was a discontinued road, that the town didn't do anything with it. But I don't know what they're gonna expect.
There
I didn't
are,
think that it was a lumber company that was in that cutting. I thought,
The lumber company owns like where that swamp pond is, right where the end of the, the paved area is, and it's beyond where there's other property owners.
the guy that called me was the guy over here in Turner, right on Route 4, I can't, the chicken guy there, Glenn Lewis. He was the one that called me and asked me about if he had a right to go through there and cut the trees so he could get in and out. And I don't know where he was going, what logging. I told him the town didn't, to my knowledge, had anything to do with that road.
Kathy, what do you think?
I don't know if they can make it better if they stand up to their word after.
And what happens if they don't?
That's why I want to take before and after pictures.
I've worked with Glenn Lewis before on different jobs, and I know that he's pretty careful about any damage he does, about fixing it up when it's done.
Yes,
Good dress. That's a good dress.
oh, thank you. I bet you recognize it.
Is this an abandoned or discontinued town?
It's
road?
discontinued in the
Which one is
90s.
it?
Which road is it?
No, well, yes, which road and?
It's
is it
discontinued in
abandoned
the,
or,
no, it's discontinued in the 90s.
discontinued? When was it discontinued?
In the 90s, so it still belongs to the
So
town.
it still becomes a public way.
Correct. Yeah. Is there somebody
And-
else?
And what road was it?
Bryant,
Huh?
Bryant Road.
Right.
Into
Is it
Fair.
beyond the dip where, the stream is, or it's backed up where you can't move across? Am I talking about the Bryant Road in the corner of, by the old church? By Marston's?
It's on the other side, isn't it?
I thought Bryant Road started, what's the road that's?
Yes, that does start there.
That starts on there, goes through, but you can't go through there because of the, beaver
Yeah,
block.
there's a big log out there, but
Oh, maybe.
are they cutting on the other side of the log?
they're cutting in Livermore. They
Ah,
want, they want
okay.
to come down
Okay.
Bryant Road to Fairfield Hill Road.
Thank you.
Okay, so I don't mind signing this contract if you guys agree that, I think added to this would be the town of Hartford would also want to take before and after pictures to verify road improvements and or repair. Just because it is a public right of way, and if they totally trash it, which I don't think is gonna happen, but in the past, people are like, well, the logger never fixed it, and we walked away. I don't wanna walk away. People are using it, walking on it, building on it. I wanna take care of our residents. You have any problem with that? Kathy?
Where does the fence end?
Repair?
Okay.
So if we can add that, I'm happy to sign it. I just wrote that down. Do we need to sign it 2 weeks from now, or do we need to sign it now?
I think it should be amended before we sign it.
Yep.
Are they looking to start tomorrow?
Bim, do you know if they're looking to start like yesterday, or?
They've already.
I had to go on here.
They've already been up there working on it.
I'm almost thinking there's two logging companies you're dealing with. If one's on the Bryant Road, the other one's on Parent Hill. The guy I talked with is going in on Parent Hill. Bryant Road, you went off Church.
No, he's coming from Livermore down Bryant to Fairmont. He's not going to Church Street.
Oh, you going all the way around? You
Taking
going in Bryant and out Parent Hill?
No, they're coming from Livermore. The town line down Bryant to Fairmont and then to Canton.
That's where they're logging in.
The guy that I talked to was gonna go in off Parent Hill on the.
Right.
Down the hill, and he was gonna go in that way.
The contract says Sappi North America with assistance of a local logging contractor of its choosing.
Well, probably it is, but.
So,
I don't know, have you seen any dump trucks going on there?
Been over
Running
that
gravel?
road, that's noon.
that's why
I don't
I want before and after pictures of we going in.
It can't get any worse, that road, for sure.
I would take pictures of it after they fix it to get in there and log.
Well, I want before and after, so we can see how bad it was when it started, and
It's not gonna get worse than it is now.
I just want to make sure that we have our ducks in a row.
Are all, not all discontinued roads are private, public access?
No, it depends on when they were discontinued, like this one was in the 90s. Yes, Dan?
I was just thinking you can check with forestry department, because they permit these people to do a lot. If there's any swamp or brooks or things that can be affected, waterways and things like that, people are asked. Especially when there's residual from, properties that they're working on into Hartford and the people that live nearby.
Okay. Yes.
If a road isn't discontinued, I don't care whether it's, I know what the stipulation is, I think it's 65 or later, okay, earlier. But if it's abandoned, abandoned or discontinued, which,
It's discontinued,
okay, now if it's discontinued.
and it's a public right of way. We already know that.
Okay, so it doesn't revert back to each.
No, no,
okay.
and it's 50-foot
So if you get
right of
public
way.
way, it's gonna stay public right of way, okay.
Yeah.
And the difference in that between before that and 65 would be.
Yeah, but it's a 50-foot right of way that they're looking to
It's gonna
clear.
say
It's there
that,
too.
but the town does not have to, do any maintenance on it.
No.
Right.
Just a right of way.
Thank you.
Well, I'll let her amend it, and then we'll sign it next meeting. Now are we ready to go to the road committee report? Okay. Road committee report, is Wesley here? You're not here. It's a figment of my imagination. I see we have minutes from your July 1st meeting, but I know you guys have met since then. And we got minutes emailed to us from the last meeting. Do you want to summarize the last meeting, or does anyone here want to summarize the last meeting?
David, Dave sent the minis out to everybody, but he's not here, is he?
No,
No, he's not here. Were the minutes left on the table? Did he send them?
No,
to Tom?
they were just emailed out,
Okay,
and they're quite lengthy. I think they were done right from the YouTube recording, so I know
pretty
they're
much that they're in.
verbatim.
It paused it, wrote,
right,
notes, and
everything was verbatim
kind of
from that.
explained, he kind of explained some of the stuff out too, when he did it,
Okay.
so that people understood what he was talking about.
Wesley, would you like to do a verbal report on your previous meeting or any updates?
Not really to update you with right now, but after the next one, we will have something to do. Good, hopefully.
Okay,
When's your next meeting?
It's not,
12?
it's not.
Monday, this coming Monday, okay? Leanne?
I don't think Dave knows that.
Jasmine, I'm sorry, did someone else have something?
I just said, I don't think Dave knows that, because Dave wasn't sure when, he thought maybe you guys were doing it every 2 weeks, but.
Yeah, that'd be 2 weeks. I think, 12, yes.
Do you have the, road committee report in hand?
I have the one from July
Okay,
1st.
no, I mean, the latest,
It was just emailed to me. The minutes.
Okay, is that available? I didn't see it.
No, it was just emailed to me. It hasn't been approved at the next meeting.
Thank you.
Draft
Right.
minutes aren't
It's-
shared.
Right. Okay. I do have a quick question for the road committee. Did you receive all the information you needed on Pratt Hill yet? No?
Depends what you call it, information. I got the approval to use that form, and, right now, the owner is taking it to them, and he doesn't want to bid it out, so it's gonna have to go out to bid, I guess.
Okay,
I told Wesley was, I had given an estimate on Pratt Hill, it would probably be between 40 and 50,000, depending if there was any ledge that had to be rolled. And if you're not comfortable with that, and you're not comfortable with my work or the estimate, then you want
well, while you were gone, Bim, we had several issues and complaints come in from Pratt Hill, including from Bear Pond Improvement Association. There's a lot of stuff that's gone down into the road. Hold on. Chad, who does environmental information for the Bear Pond Improvement Association, has pictures of the last 2 winters of dirt coming down from the top of the road all the way down. It's not coming from that. I mean, maybe some of it is, but he has pictures of it washing down from the road into that culvert and down into the pond and what we have in the pond now. So that's why people are very concerned about what we're going to be putting in those culverts, how much we're going to be putting in, what's going to stop it from doing the same thing it's doing now next year. And because of all these continual complaints verbally and door to door of people that are coming to us about Pratt Hill, we just want to make sure that that job's going to be done appropriately, going to be done, and not just the least expensive way, but the way that that stuff's not going to wash all into the pond. And then we have DEP will be the next complaint we have.
erosion that we put off, we mulch off. Any of the jobs that I have done in this town, when we're done, they're all mulched, seeded, erosion mats put in, and everything is there. Wes looked at that hill over on Pratt Hill, and that's not, he didn't see much of any issue with the erosion over there. At this point here, we intended to have been back there last summer, but last summer, you know what that turned out.
I do.
So we had our equipment all loaded and we're ready to move over to start on Pratt Hill on July 1st, and that's when the money got held up. We were told not to do it, and here we are 6 weeks later. You're gonna be getting into the fall months. It's very hard to dig up culverts and dig up sections of road and get them compacted back and be able to pave it. very soon after. It needs to be dug up, even though when you roll it and compact it, it still needs to set for some time to just get in place. And we're in almost the middle of August now. Jeremy was quoted and ready to go over there, but now he's moved off doing other jobs. I'm not sure how quick we can put this together. If you was comfortable with what I said as an estimate, I've been working on these roads for 8 to 10 years again now. You've seen what my work is. My bills are turned in every week. If you have any questions about what I've done, there's the receipt, the bills. Talk to me. I try to do it as road commissioner, doing it for the town as cheap as possible, and do a good job. If I was gonna look at this as a bidding job, I would be looking at altogether different numbers.
So the only reason we are waiting this long is because we've been waiting on you to get us details.
There is no.
I gave up a Saturday of family plans to travel out of state to give you another chance for you to come in here, and you did not.
You were waiting for me for what?
Don't say for what. We've had road committee
I didn't
meetings,
hear what
we've
you
had
said.
road committee meetings, we've asked for some details on that road, and you keep not giving us any information besides, here's the total, why can't I start?
That's all I'm doing, and it's gonna be somewhere between 40,000 and 50. If it comes up less, then great. If it's gonna cost more, I don't know. We've got a lot of things down through there. You've got buried telephone cables, you've got ledge. I don't know how many rocks are in that road that gotta be dug out, and I'm not gonna focus in on $1 amount. I'm giving you an estimate of what it would be, and it'll be within that range. And if you're not satisfied with that, do something else.
Well, the only reason we're here tonight discussing it is because you haven't followed through with what you said during the first road committee meeting. It stated right in the minutes that you agreed, you and Jeremy would get together and provide the details we wanted. And instead of the details we wanted, I've been getting phone calls and nastygrams saying, how come you're asking for the same thing? Well, we haven't gotten the information yet.
I told you guys, quite a while back, it'd be around $50,000. That's what I budgeted.
Still not getting the
And
information.
I'm not going over there and trying to come up with $10 for this and $50 for that. It's no different than any other road I've rebuilt in this town. I tried to do it as a road commissioner as cheap as possible.
I have a question for you. So given your 2 decades plus of roads work here, you claim to know the roads like the back of your hand, you know what work has been done. I find it really hard to believe that you can't go down 8/10 of a mile and guesstimate what you may need.
I have between 40 and 50,000.
No, darling, that's not an estimate. That is a verbal.
Okay, I'm not gonna do any more than that. It's between 40 and 50. If you don't like that, do something else.
Okay.
Hire someone to write up bid specs and do whatever you want.
Okay.
Yes.
I had my-
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry,
Yes. Maura?
Thank you. Chad, which Chad are you talking about? You're not talking about Chad Kelly. You're talking about Chad at the Bonaventure.
Correct. He's
Okay,
he's
all
on the environmental committee for Bear
Okay,
Pond
good.
Improvement Association.
Because, as I said in the first road committee meeting, that I think Wilson Brown said first, or I agreed, that silt, that delta that's formed out there on Little Bear Pond is not coming down over the hill. We've got some of it. But I think if you've got a soil scientist and you look out there at what that delta is for the silt, and you look at the soil that's between downstream from the Pratt Hill culvert, it runs right through clay and silty soil. And when that gets down through there, that will wash that, and I'm probably pretty sure that you're eroding those banks. I've seen it in there, and it's cutting the banks out, and that's the closest place, and I think that's where it's coming from.
Well,
Okay, now, if you're gonna have, if you don't accept BIM's, the estimate or whatever, or 50,000, okay? And this goes out the contract. Are you going to write in the contract that You want a detailed, itemized contract,
Bid?
a bid?
Absolutely.
Okay, good, thank you, because that's exactly the one that I want to hear, because I want to find out just how many people are gonna build with a detailed contract.
You're gonna have to hire, I mean, you need
I'm telling
someone qualified to write the bid specs.
Let's prove
It's
that.
gonna be a qualified person, and then you're gonna have a person on the job making sure that it's done. And one other thing that's separate from that, you should check the silt and dirt going into their homes. The stream that crosses Cowett Road, the bridge that washes out, comes down, crosses 219, right at the bottom of Camp Aquila Hill. And when Camp Aquila washed out 2 years ago, all that dirt came down the hill, went down that brook at the bottom of Camp Aquila.
Yeah, just past Camp Aquila, yeah?
Right on the flat, that whole 219 went down, and it turned and it went right down towards their home.
Oh, yeah, it's right there by the Narrows, I've seen it.
And if you follow up on Howett Road, that bridge that washes out every other thing, that's the same stream that comes down and crosses, and that goes right to their home. You might want to check into that.
Well, I think that the Improvement Association has got a whole committee and a DEP and some sort of environmental person that is looking at getting, redirecting or averting. Yes, Jason?
I would like to give Bim some kudos because it seems to me like he's already started what you've asked him to do. And he did that here in Darrington Road. He didn't give you a price of how much it was going to cost. He gave you an approximate 800 yards to do the work. And I believe that's exactly what you're asking for, is an approximate of what it's going to be. Not an exact, but I just want to say that that's a really good job. That's a really good start to show that he is willing to work with you and he's willing to provide the approximate material needed to do the job. It would be nice if he had the approximate hours maybe to do it. But I think he's on the right track. And he's on the right track. He's showing us he can do that. So I think that's a good start.
I don't know if the hours will be there. It depends what we come across. I know some of these town roads have got buried telephone cables everywhere.
My point is, though, that you were able to do 800 yards approximately, and that's all that the town is asking for, is an approximate
And that's
breakdown.
That's what I feel I've done on finishing Pratt Hill to have it ready for paving, somewhere between 40 and 50.
That's a dollar amount. That's a dollar amount. This is a material amount.
Okay, I don't want to argue about it. If you're not happy or comfortable with what I've offered you to do that for, get your bid package ready and put it out there.
You heard it.
Okay. Did everyone have a chance to read the July 1st road committee minutes that were approved at the last road committee meeting?
I did.
Okay. Constable report, is he here tonight?
I haven't seen him.
Okay.
Been on vacation.
Vacation, gotcha. Did anyone know that?
But he texted me earlier and he said there was nothing really to report.
Okay. All right, everyone look at the code enforcement report.
There's also the yellow roads.
We are, thank you, Ben. Code enforcement, you got that? Great. All right, ACO report, we did get one. Didn't we? I thought I got one in my email. Oh, I thought she sent it to all of us. I will have it at the next meeting. She sent me a code enforcement. Animal. No, I just said code enforcement.
Oh.
Sorry, CEO report.
I thought you said.
Did you get it? And then I already passed it and went to ACO. Any questions on those? No? Planning board report?
Okay, so we're working on a report, and we're gonna start submitting our reports written. And I would like your minutes to reflect that I have 3 questions to ask you, and I'm asking you as the chair of the Hartford Planning Board, Margaret Matthews, not quote, a member of the planning board. Okay, just wanted to clarify that. The 3 questions are, Has the select board agreed upon the makeup of the comprehensive plan committee?
Nope. Because we're gonna meet with the lady from AvCog first, and she's gonna talk about forming our committee and looking
So you're
at,
not even going to designate members, so they won't even know if they're going to be coming to this meeting beforehand?
well, I think we're gonna open that meeting up from AvCog to people from each one of our committees,
Okay.
for whoever wants to come, and then we'll divide and conquer when we have the chance. She said she has lots of ideas on how other towns have done it, and I just want to hear her out.
Okay.
And we're looking at the second week of September.
Okay. Good, great, thanks.
Erica, right?
The second question is,
Yeah.
I've been reviewing, I finally found the 1992 comprehensive plan, and that was based upon 1990 data, and the 2008 comprehensive plan was based on 2000 data, so that's only a 10-year period. But the goals and the things they wanted to do are very similar in the two plans, so I think going forward, whoever's going to be working on the next plan, if we could have the 1992 plan available on the website or something generally available to people who are going to be working on this project, so they can compare the two, because the more background you have, the better, more information you have going forward. So I'm asking if we can have that, put on the website or somehow made available electronically.
Yeah, we can do that, can't we, Leanne? Sure.
Okay, that was easy.
Are all your questions this easy?
That's one. I had one more. I was wondering about publicity. You're talking about having, it's open to the public, but this is such a huge undertaking, and there's so many things to consider. I'm wondering what other forums are appropriate to discuss this? I mean, even bits and parts of it. I mean, there are several, like Facebook websites that deal with things in Hartford. We have the Hartford News and we have the town website. For instance, I was thinking the 2008 plan has a list of all of the scenic places in Hartford, but that list was taken straight from the 1992 plan. So I'm wondering if 35 years later, after tree growth, are these places still scenic in Hartford? I mean, just asking people these questions and getting community feedback other than just at discrete meetings, it might be helpful to get more information about what people see around our town and how they want to see our town. So I'm asking, is the town Facebook site, or maybe the people of Hartford, or, just to get sources of information, like bantering things around, yes?
Yes, Leanne.
And that's why they budgeted money in the previous comprehensive plan to do surveys. There's a lot of legal fees, whatnot. They send a survey to every resident in town.
Right, but that's further on the progress. I understand that piece of it, but I'm thinking just to get people interested enough to show up at a meeting and to get involved, because not everybody comes to these meetings or follows up that way. There's other ways to get people excited about doing something. That's all I'm thinking.
Yep. Well, I think this meeting that Erica is going to be doing from AvCog, she said she's worked with dozens of towns and she really wants to do this initial meeting so that then we can literally plant our ideas and decide what we want to do with that group, and then we can divide and conquer and make assignments. It might be people that are the chair of this that say, I don't want to do that, but I want, maybe this person could do it. I'll just give you an example. Say, ordinance decides that they want Cindy to do it versus the chair of ordinance. Who knows? I know that in the past, it's been the chair of this, the chair of that.
No, the actual says, or there's somebody else.
As it designate.
Yeah, it says, I have that ordinance.
It's okay. It's all right. We don't need to drill into it tonight. But, all right. Did you say just two questions?
That was three.
The three. Yeah. Stirring interest and gathering information.
But you didn't actually answer the question about where we publicize things.
Well, I don't run I don't run the People of Hartford site. I'm not sure who does. But
no, it's not, it's, just sparking interest, or, we also have a September 15th deadline for things that go into the Hartford News. Maybe something in there, because that would go to everybody's house. I was originally thinking we'd try to get a questionnaire by then, so maybe not then.
Gotcha. Well, the Hartford News is a great resource, but as I'm told 100 times, it's not our town. So I want to, if we
Which
do,
town is it?
it's not our town newsletter. It's their newsletter. It's not It's not the town's newsletter. It's-
They have control.
they have control. So I'm not gonna dictate what they're gonna put in there, because they're not gonna let me and I don't want to. So if we can maybe do some lead-ins on our Facebook page, and I'll talk to you and Jocelyn, thank you, about that, and to start stirring some interest and building questions and stuff maybe on our Facebook page. Hey, what are some of the favorite spots in Hartford, or
Right, yeah, that's what I was thinking, to
Yeah.
raise general interest, but just that, what you just said raises a question. How would the Hartford News have to relate to other parts of Hartford to be considered part of the town? I don't understand that.
I'm just saying, we can't dictate to the newsletter what they're gonna put in there. That's up to them.
Well, I think they're always looking for stuff to put in there, which is what I thought I
Could
might
you
write
go
an
to the
article
editor
about.
or
Right, when we get stuff approved to put in there, sure. Through select board or whatever, planning board.
I'll write an article.
Yes,
I believe you can probably put most anything in there as long as it's not political.
unless it's a full page ad.
That's why it was first issued.
Okay,
No problem.
okay, is there anything else you want to share on planning board?
No,
How was your meeting last night?
it was good. We had a lot of good discussion. Unfortunately, the meeting before, the previous month, we didn't have much time to discuss comprehensive plan. So we spent 2 hours discussing it.
So just to get it out in the open, unfortunately, all the planning board, all the select board members were in different directions last night. And this building was left unlocked. No one locked up the building last night.
I'm partially disabled. I have a problem with my knee, so I couldn't go around and check doors. And I thought they were locking it from here, but I guess it didn't get locked up there.
Right, yeah.
So the windows weren't locked, fans were on, doors were open.
Oh, because when I walked out, I said, I can't get this door locked, this door up with the hook thing undone. I said, can you please close it and lock it? And I didn't even think about the other door, because I can't walk very far.
they're tricky.
And they are tricky, which is, we have that on our to-do list, is to try to make those front doors more user-friendly and easy to lock and open, so.
I'll mention it to Dave too, so he can help me next time.
Are you just stretching your legs, beautiful?
I
Good for you.
I'm sorry.
Nope, all good. All right, ordinance committee. Do we have any information? You haven't met yet. When's your next meeting? It's coming right up. Yep, excellent. Fire warden report. I hear our fire warden is fighting fires in another state.
His brother is.
Oh, his brother is. All right, treasurer's report.
I'm working on the bank reconciliation, almost done. You got the email about the Oxford County error, where the budget is actually more than what they said, by $7,000.
Can we say that loudly so people at home can hear us?
$7,827.
The Oxford County budget that was reported to us had a large error in it of over $7,000. An error that Hartford will have to pay that, and that will affect our taxes here in town. Not by a lot, but what?
No explanation?
They sent a letter, there was an error in the Excel worksheet. Their administrator passed away, and they just hired a new one, so they're,
Still not all right. This is
yeah, that's every county in Oxford County, I mean, every town.
every town, right? Yes, Maureen?
Did Leanne say that it wasn't our town, but other towns also?
Yeah, it's all towns, but ours is over $7,000. That's a lot of money.
But it wasn't tipping on ours.
No, but just to put that in perspective, all of them, that's like our portion, that's like, trying to think, Darrington Road, 800 yards of gravel. That's a lot of money. It's got to come from somewhere. And we can't keep tapping on residents that are already tapped out. I mean, we're getting calls about general welfare, we're getting calls that people need help, and it's really hard. And we all we're trying to be accountable, and it's irritating to us when the Oxford County, and I understand they lost their administrator, but when their mistake affects all of us and all the budgets that we've already passed is really tough. I'm sorry, Leanne, go ahead.
I think we're gonna start paying more on the schools too.
We will be-
I thought they said they cut the school budget.
The state, I've heard, not giving out as much.
So, here's the, this. And have we all signed this, checks and everything? I think we have, I have. Nope, nope. So, I'd like to move that we pass the treasurer's report and sign.
You already approved the warrants.
I'm gonna love the email we get, Leanne, when you say, you know, they've made a mistake and we're gonna get $100,000 more.
Never that.
We never get those emails. Hey, I have good news.
Maybe in the green.
Okay, next on the agenda is the cemetery committee report. I know that they had a workshop. Can you pass that back with the lovely Leanne?
We had a workshop on July 25th. It was a little misty to start, but it was a good day. It wasn't so hot and humid. And we had 8 members there. 1 select board member came. We met a new neighbor that owns land. He's from Utah, and he came, Keith Stebbins. He came and helped us clean, straighten stones as well. We had a couple young visitors, a 1.5-year-old and a 4-year-old, helping rinse stones.
Nice.
So we had a good day. We got a lot done. Keith called me the next few days after I met him. He needed some water because he's staying up there for a month, and he has an excavator doing some septic work and doing some digging well. And he plans on building a house here someday.
Nice.
And he offered to make a parking area for Parsons Cemetery, which we've never had. So we've had issues in the past with previous owners didn't even want us to park in the driveway that is established on the left. And we had to park along 140. And anyone visiting might have to park along 140. So when he has the excavator, he's willing to make 2 parking spots to the right of his driveway between that and the cemetery, and he'll pay for gravel. I'll help haul it from where he's getting it and put it in. He requested that I ask if the select board would approve spending money for a post and a sign that says Parsons Cemetery parking that designates that area. So I told him I would ask for approval for that cost, which I wouldn't think it's gonna be very expensive, the 4x4 post, 8 or 10 feet long, with a sign that designates that as Parsons cemetery parking. It doesn't have to say Parsons. Leanne?
Leanne?
You have a question, concern?
Would the money come from the cemetery reserve? Because we didn't budget.
I would say that the money could come from cemetery reserve. That's what it's there for. That's what it's, the interest is being earned on it. I don't see any reason why you couldn't take it from cemetery reserve accounts. It's
I'd like to make
why
a
the
motion to
money
get
is
that
there.
money from the cemetery reserve account so that we can make a sign, since Keith and you are willing to donate time and gravel and get that up there, and we'll do a thank you letter when we're done to thank Keith and.
Just the motion.
Oh, just a motion, sorry. So I make that motion. Anyone want to second that?
I will second that.
Okay, all in favor?
Okay,
Money come from
I'll
reserve
install
account.
the post and I'll purchase the post and sign and get you a receipt. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, excellent. I appreciate all your hard work. Solid Waste Committee, anybody here attend that meeting and want to share? Yeah, hey, Kate.
Hey, we're still gathering information about what we spent for last bulky waste. We have some figures on the previous years, but I'm missing a couple of figures, and I'll go to town hall and get those. So we'll have a more formalized report after next month's meeting, which is on the 28th.
Excellent.
They're looking into, gathering information that we can share with the town about, hazardous liquids, different things like that, how we're gonna, as a town, get rid of that kind of stuff. And we're free on refrigerators. So we have some ideas that we're working on, and as we gather and get more information, we'll share that with the town.
Leanne?
Just so she knows, we don't have the bill yet for the last bulky waste.
Okay.
And we do have a program for hazardous waste. I don't know if you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
I heard a rumor Archie sold, is that a fact, or what, have we heard anything, or we?
It is true, but from my understanding, they're just assuming the contract and Archie's still staying, Alan's still staying on for a while during the transition. So they're continuing with the contracts he currently has.
I'm wondering if it would be wise for us at this point to ask the solid waste committee to look at a updated bid package for future bids being sent out to anyone that might be interested, because after we sent out the last bid package, the solid waste informed us that our bid package had a lot of information that wasn't there that they needed to put in an accurate bid. Number of households, miles, a lot of things. And they would be willing to work with anyone from the town to help with that bid package. This way, when it does come up for renewal, we'll have an updated bid package ready to go. That's my suggestion, that we ask the solid waste committee to help us and work with the solid waste. I did volunteer to work with anyone to get better information out for, even to their competitors, so that they could give fair price.
Everyone could do even Stephen bid. Yes, Leanne?
Would that be a conflict for a contractor to help with the bid package?
I think that
Not bidding.
he's not making a bid, right? He just wants to say what should be enclosed in that bid package, how many households, how many
They
miles.
said they were gonna bid next time.
Right, but every bidder should know how many
It's not
households and
up to
how many miles and what should be included in a traditional bid that they're seeing from other towns. Okay, thank you, Kate. Nice to see you. Next is the Recreation Committee.
I'm gonna start with, I'm David Dudley, for those of you who may or may not know. I'm gonna start with a question, because we have a meeting. I took notes, I forwarded them to Leanne, but how do we formally submit our notes to you guys? So that I'm not standing there telling you information. Do I just give them to Leanne?
You approve them at your next meeting and then you email them.
Okay, so I emailed them to you, but we should have.
That's what.
At your next meeting, you approve your minutes and then,
Okay, fair enough. So we met on the 22nd, Bailey, Becky, and I. Becky is going to be our chairperson. I am going to be secretary. Bailey's gonna do all kinds of lovely things. Swim lessons are finished. We talked probably about 10 or 12 different activities that we would like to see the town start doing, everything from some safety lessons here in the building. I was told there used to be belly dancing in this building, I have no idea. We talked about yoga, we talked about all kinds of things. We asked about.
Kathy used to teach him.
We talked about maybe putting a bottle bin out to just have people drop bottles. I would be happy to take them. That money could go to the rec department or whatever. We talked about how that gets done. Ran into a lovely lady that's working with the Campton Lake party that's happening Saturday. Ran into her today at the beach. We talked about maybe working with them next year, which is
Some activities
join
or something.
teams and share costs and ideas. So, maybe date nights for parents with babysit kids. I talked to Leanne. She was gonna look for guidance on that. So we got a ton of ideas. We said we didn't know how many we could implement how soon. And we wanted to make sure the town was covered liability wise. But we're excited They want to join with other committees, whether it be planning, historical society, whatever. So, and we need 2 more members, is my understanding.
Excellent. We're looking for members for the rec committee, just letting everybody know.
And we have a meeting date of August 26th at 5:15 here if we may.
August 26th, 5:15.
Yes,
Right here, or where are you meeting?
here if we may,
Okay.
if we have approval.
You're already on the calendar.
Excellent. Thank you so much. How'd swim lessons go? Really good. I love it.
We asked for pictures, hopefully they'll have some. If we get some, I'll ask if we can publish it on Facebook or somewhere, but, everything from a 3-year-old, she goes to the bottom and picks up sand and brings it to you. To a 12-year-old who is not super comfortable, he's now swimming multiple strokes, so. It was great.
Excellent.
Good system.
Thank you so much for doing, what a great public service.
It's wonderful.
Dan La Rochelle.
Yeah, I was just curious on the ball field. Is that going to be involved with that department? Are they going to oversee that, or is there some ball field that's interested in usage that happened using that? I just wondered if it's going to be maintained or what's going to happen in that ball field.
So right now, our mowing contractor just mows it, but I think we're only using one ball field, right? This spring, summer? We used
For the past
For the past several years, that's all we've used, there's multiple.
Signage that was down, was that repaired, or? But some of the signage was down, broken, and all that stuff, is that going to be maintained for the rec department, or committee?
I guess, I wasn't even aware, so I think that if we can get an idea of what needs to be done, we can work on getting our maintenance person or funds raised for.
Yeah, because Becky was saying that one ball field was usable, one was not. There used to be T-ball and all kinds of teams that are no longer. So that was another thing you can say, is there anybody out there that wants to use it, can help us, can, work together collaboratively.
So who uses the conference block field?
I haven't known.
Yeah,
I don't know either.
it would just be a shame to see it from the race, that's all.
Yes, it would. And maybe there's some adult leagues or want to get involved or form, because there's a place to use. All right, calendar reminders.
Did you say ordinance committee?
I did.
So I need to hear you. That's an option.
Okay. It's from Daryl. It says he'll unlikely be able to attend the select board meeting tonight. The ordinance committee is not met, as Cindy mentioned, in the meeting next week. So it's not much new. You can let them know we're gathering information about the commercial solar array ordinance and about the no spray ordinance. We should have some information to report after our next ordinance committee next week. Thanks, Daryl. Thank you, Daryl.
And so this committee for the first calendar reminder.
So the first calendar reminder is Canton Lake Days, which they want it to be, it's all about Canton Lake, which is in Hartford and in Canton. And so they're going to be using the beach and doing a lot of activities this coming Saturday on the 8th. And Dana mentioned too that possibly next year we'll do some joint activities. So, but Canton Lake has a free swim at the Hartford Beach this coming Saturday, 9 to 12. So, and they've got a lot of other activities going on. It says, let's see, says when the reminder comes up on the free swim for Lake Association at 8:10 on Tuesday, could you ask if there'll be a spot on the beach that folks can come by boat as well, Judy?
I thought there was no boat tonight.
Right, so there is no boat access.
Just for kayaks.
Unless she's talking about kayak.
Unless she's talking about non-motorized, because it's non-motorized boat access.
So what is she asking for?
She just says, will there be a spot on the beach that folks can come by boat as well?
No, what about?
So, the reason we have the new roping and our insurance guidelines say, there'll be no motorized boats on that beach. It's protected, and I think we already talked about it when they got approval,
The
but,
sandbar, I mean, they can park right on the sandbar and get off and walk to the beach. It's
Yeah.
very shallow.
but they have to stay outside that roped-in
Right, they
area,
could be, I mean, I'm saying the
Yeah.
sandbar is pretty far out there.
Somebody
so,
asked that on Facebook, and it was answered that no, just kayak, just unmotorized.
right. Because I know, when she talked about doing the boat races on the beach, it was gonna be non-motorized, it's gonna be like canoe jousting and kayak rafting or whatever, squirt gun races or something in kayaks. And so, but then they decided to keep that at Canton Beach this year, but try to get them used to coming to the other beach, so, yes.
So if Steve's on vacation, I don't know if they want the buoys moved or not, because they did for the
Right, but they're not doing the boat races anymore.
situation, they still not. To go to the beach, can they go through the buoys?
Well, if they have a non-motorized kayak, it seems like they'd be able to go right either over or under it.
Right. Plus they could go down alongside of it, because we can put it
Yeah,
all, we
yeah.
can put it all the way down to the bridge.
Yeah.
We own a bunch more from the,
Yeah. Dina?
I was gonna say, I know that the swimming area is much bigger than it was last year, but we had a parent that came out and paddled for it, so I think as long as they're comfortable, they can
Yeah.
paddle order, like you said.
That's what Al just said to his side, right?
Yeah.
Great. Excellent. Ordinance committee meeting is Wednesday, the 14th. And the ATV Club, Bear Mountain Riders, meet on the 19th at 6:30 here also. Great. Unfinished business, town off, yes, hi,
Could you
Maura.
please add the, next road committee meeting date?
And the road committee is meeting this
Monday.
Monday,
When is it?
Monday at 12.
Monday the
12.
12th,
The 12th.
I'd like to see that on there.
7 PM.
Now on.
Okay. All right. Unfinished business, town office window damage update.
So I was unaware because before this past year, we never had a claim through the town
We've never had a claim. Yay.
until the last two accidents.
Oh, yeah.
But there's $1,000 deductible per incident, so they're not covering the window damage. And I shared the email
You sure did.
the insurance company sent the person responsible for the damage a letter, and they sent the town an email, which you saw. So, I don't know what we're gonna do next. I did send a letter to MMA legal. Because we didn't budget to repair a window.
No, we
What
did
did they
not.
say?
I haven't heard a response
How
yet.
much is it, Dan?
It's gonna be over $300.
My paper here, unless it's wrong, the estimate was $300 and the actual invoice says $160.
For just the window.
Just the window?
glass.
Oh, okay.
But not to fix
It
it.
says furnished and installed in vinyl sash. Oh, okay, that's not me.
Maybe maintenance labor and mileage to get it down there
Oh.
twice, because it takes 2 days. And it's got
Drop it off and pick it up.
windows.
Gotcha.
Thank you.
I'm gonna say not worry about that window.
What's that?
I'm gonna say not worry about that window. But I might help them with that.
That'd be awesome.
So the town ain't gonna worry about it.
That's generous.
Moral.
We need to do
What happened?
fundraisers to make money.
So
for things
An
like-
area person that was mowing their lawn near the building,
Near the building?
across from there,
Near the
near the
building?
road,
Across the road?
across the road,
Okay.
threw a rock with a lawnmower, and it busted through like a major projectile, right through both windows.
Was there an eyewitness to this?
Yes,
Yeah.
Jaylene was standing in front of the window.
Who was?
Jaylene Gagnon.
Our employee.
Okay, I get who Jay Lee is. Yeah, okay, and she saw it coming.
Well,
said,
she saw, yeah,
Thank you.
Can you share a response from the email?
Am I allowed to share the response from the email?
Why would you know, that person should be responsible for damage they cause to town property.
Wouldn't their insurance
Regardless.
cover it?
If they have it.
You would-
It's like every-
Is it- they're going to-
That's why I'm.
I can read it. I got it right here.
I always go into my property.
Okay, dear friends, we just got a bill.
Common sense.
It says we need to restart our PC.
No, we're good, you're still on.
Okay.
That's why.
Dear friends, we just got a bill for $300 for a window pane which was broken when this person was mowing the front of our yard. Does the town have insurance for accidents? Why did you not put back the bars to keep the window from breaking when it was changed? Do you know that this person fixed picnic tables at the town beach, installed a railing leading down from the parking area, and fixed sections of the boardwalk, all with no bill to the town or rec committee? If the town insists on payment, the best way would be to buy the half-plus acre adjoining the town garage and then subtract the cost of the window repair. How many others have donated $4,000 to fix the railroad bed?
That was a grant.
Sincerely,
Is this the person that broke the window that's saying this?
Yeah.
No, we don't want that piece of land over there, it's nothing, it's junk.
Moral.
There's been a lot of people who volunteered their time for this town, myself included, okay? And I think a little forgiveness would go a long way and take it out of the general budget or whatever, transfer it over and pay for it.
That's crazy.
Huh?
If I broke a window, I'd pay for it.
That's right.
Yeah,
Responsible. They should
And
have
plus,
to.
we just had a customer walk in the building, it could have hit them in the head. I mean, it went,
Could have been
could
serious.
have killed them.
It
Did it come right through the window?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was.
You know what?
It was.
Here's what I do for preventing anything like that unforeseen. Stop putting screens up on the window.
I think this would have gone right through it. This thing was a rocket.
Well, what size walk was it? I'm just, you know, what size
The
walk?
same size as in his driveway.
What? The
Same size as
Oh,
the
he's got
driveway.
many size walks on his
No,
driveway.
they're all the same.
All right, we're gonna move forward. We're going to move forward. You have something, Peggy?
I was just gonna say, it's kind of like you're an uninsured driver hitting your car. I mean, if they don't have the funds, they're not gonna pay you. If you're gonna try to push it, and if you go to court, all the fees you're gonna pay are gonna be half the cost of doing the window.
Yeah, suck it.
You're gonna have to suck it up, it sounds like I'm gonna say. One way or the other, it's gonna be, yeah.
Just let them know from now on, put the exhaust so that it goes into their lawn, not in the road. You're not supposed to mow into the road because motorcyclists.
Could have happened to a car, they could have hit anything.
Well, motorcyclists, it's dangerous to have the grass in the road, so you're not supposed to mow into the road. I always mow into my lawn.
Correct.
Always.
I agree, but not everyone, unfortunately, does things as safe as they could. All right, we would definitely appreciate your help, Kathy, if you so want to do that. New business, winter sand bid opening. Do we have some bids?
That's it.
But if it happens again,
Let me go grab a
are we
knife
gonna
or
just
something.
walk away again?
Let me grab a knife.
I got it. Tough as nails. Okay. This one is from C.H. Stevenson, and that one is, can I show her? This is from Lucas Enterprises in Hebron, and this is their price. So we got two. Okay. So I make a motion, we go with the
What did we pay last year? Remember?
12. Yeah. This is the same price we got quoted last spring, that we decided we'd hold off. So, we have a total price of sand at $10 a yard, delivery at $8, and stocking $1.50 per yard, which gives a total of $19.50 per yard, which is the lowest bid coming in from W.A. Lucas Enterprises on Mountain Road in Hebron. And I'd like to make a motion that we accept that lowest bid.
19.5.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's the same things we got last spring too. The lowest price we got last spring.
What was the other one?
21,
2150.
2150,
From who?
Stevenson's.
You're supposed to second before you discuss.
All right, I will second that.
Okay. Any discussion? Great.
We had no,
So, we, all in favor of accepting this bid from Lucas?
we had no choice.
Right?
Right.
All right, all in favor? Okay.
And that was with the water maker saying,
Yep. No. W.A. Lucas Enterprises,
what did we pay last year, the same price?
12. And we knew that we put out a bid back in that was received in the spring, and we put it off making a decision. And the lowest price was the exact same lowest price we got this time, so. Yes, Maura?
That includes trucking it to the salt shed.
It does.
That's great.
We appreciate Mr. Stevenson and the Lucas Company for making a bid. That was, you know, it's a lot of work to put that all together. All right, next on the agenda is road name, and it's regarding the railroad bed road.
It's not a road though, is it?
This is the
It's
trail
a
right here,
Road?
Town owned,
town owned, and
public
it's,
way,
it's a public way, right?
and there's several landowners down there, and one is requesting an address.
So-
So we have to officially name it. We already have a road sign and everything.
So I'm hoping that we could call it the railroad bed trail versus the railroad bed road, because I don't want GPS leading people down there thinking they're gonna get to Canton.
Yeah.
We could say way or drive.
Right, that it's not a town maintained, do you know what I mean? You've seen it.
Absolutely.
I've seen the people out
I
on
think
snowmobile
this
trails.
I think you suggested a trail is much better.
It's not a
Because
trail.
people are gonna wanna drive down there.
No, but
If they
people
don't
call
see that
roads
bridge-
trails.
I'll forget.
Oh, yeah. Roosevelt Trail, that's the road going all the way through Wyndham. Roosevelt Trail.
You can call it a trail then.
Yes, Al?
In the spring, Kathy had called me and said there's somebody dumping wood down on the railroad bed to fill in that hole. And I said, the reason why they were doing that was frustration because Ben was supposed to put a bridge in down there that he has up on his property. And Kathy was supposed to talk to Ben, I don't know if he got beat up over it, but the bridge is up there given to the town to put on the railroad bed where that wood is. Sooner or later, that thing's gonna fail us. So I don't know if there's money on the railroad bed to do this, but that bridge got to go in there ASP.
I think there's
Yes.
volunteering their time and everything to do that
Pardon?
with.
What was that?
I think he was volunteering his time and everything to do with him, Jeremy.
I mean, this
So
was,
I've got to.
I know, like 3 years ago.
oh, yeah. Better you than me.
I'll try again before winter.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely that bridge is, people just been.
So I know,
You
I
know,
was there to go across it.
So where's the bridge?
Pardon?
Where's
It's up to,
The bridge up is that
up
big.
to Finn's.
It's the bridge that came off the downtown farm.
The old Gammon Road.
East Branch.
Yes, Maureen.
Here to help.
There you go.
That'd be awesome.
Machinery.
If we could get the ATV club people, the snowmobile club people from both towns, because
All
Buckfield and,
volunteered.
right, if we all volunteer.
Jeremy's out, so he might put it on his trailer and bring it down there.
Moral?
I love a challenge. I'll try a bridge. I've done it many times, but been lucky.
All right, let's try to get it together before.
I like to narrow it, but
What's that? No. I just had to bring it up because you want to make this. And I remember the conversation, you said, go down there and find out what's going on, and I know why.
I'll
But
mention it.
I really feel bad for you.
So, are we in agreement, the riverbed trail?
yeah. With me,
Just remember, we already have the sign that has an approved money to buy a new one if you want a different name.
Who did the sign before we named it?
I'm sorry.
Who made up the sign before we named
It's
it?
been-
Ben has one.
been made for years.
Why would you make a sign before you named a road?
We've always called it that
What a good boy, huh?
for the last, I don't know how many years.
Nice job, Russ.
Is it blue?
For a private road.
Green.
Green's town road.
Why would you make a green sign? Why would you do that?
Green sign is for like a registered town road,
How, what?
A town.
and a
public
blue road
way.
is
A town public way.
so that,
The town owns that.
Right? But it's not legally named.
Not yet.
Not
I
yet.
need it named so we can never sign an address.
Well, I'm going back around, and why would you make a sign for a road that isn't named legally? Help me understand
It
that.
doesn't have to be.
Ask them.
It might have been named way back.
Way
When-
back,
when
years and years
When
and
we
years
had,
ago.
when we had to do this thing with the fire and the
We just
state
bought it
and everybody,
closed.
so I'm sure it was named then,
Yes.
a long time ago.
moral,
I think you better define road.
right, I
You better
really think,
A
define road
town
because
owned public way.
it's a public way. It's almost a public way because I don't think you get 50-foot right of way. Okay? I could be wrong, but, if you're gonna have a travel way, it better be 50 feet to call it a road.
yeah, but that has
You do
never
what you
been,
want, but-
it's never been like an approved road, that's the old railroad bed. So, I just want to be cautious because I don't want a big trucker or somebody else to go down there thinking it's a
Yeah.
green road sign road going, ooh, this might be a good way to,
I'm just thinking of the past discussions where people wanted it to be a trail and gated off and not allow vehicles. You start that trail business and
yes, moral.
How many times have I seen an old topo map, Jeep trail? I mean, they were roads at one time, but they delineated it as Jeep trail because at your own risk. That's how I look at it. Travel there at your own risk.
Peggy?
Can't you put a sign at the beginning that clarifies what vehicles can go on there? This person's just doing it while they're constructing, are they expecting access by a regular car on the road?
cars go down
Cars
there all
go
day
down all
long.
the time.
Oh, they do?
Except for when they can't get past that bridge,
Oh, wow.
that water hole, that's a pretty deep water hole.
If you put the concrete bridge in, then you'll be able to get gravel across it to fix that hole. And I guess one of the ATV clubs, didn't you guys put some stuff in there?
I have no idea.
They went down there with a trailer.
This side of the bridge. They did.
But tell Ben that you got people that are willing to help. All you gotta do is get the trailer to get it down there. And Jeremy will do that because he's part of the ATV club.
Yeah.
So you can
All right,
talk-
cool. We're gonna stay on the name of the road first. Thank you. It's getting so late.
I'll try to have information on the next meeting.
Don't say I said.
Okay, so, ladies,
What?
railroad bed, what? I think we gotta call it railroad bed, because that's what it is.
Yes. Way, Railroad Bed Way.
Can't you just call it the railroad bed and block off
Just call it railroad.
road?
Yeah. just the
Can you
railroad.
alter the sign
Railroad
heading?
bed.
Yeah.
I'd go for way. If you don't want trail, I'd go for way, but please don't call it a road.
Right, and put a green sign. I don't think it should have a green street sign on it.
I don't either.
A green street sign denotes that it's a town maintained or,
Right, no, I'm just saying, can you call it just railroad bed? Or do you have to
I
have
said the same
for
thing.
categories that have to be at the end? I don't know.
I think it was kind of silly to make a sign up before you legally name the road.
okay, but we already know that.
That was years
We got
and
that.
years
So
ago.
now we need to.
Now we gotta fix it.
Non-maintained road tracks. No, you're on this.
Does that waiver all liability?
I mean, I don't really know how, maybe some kind of signs that would indicate what's okay to go on there. Or as I said, at your own risk or something like that, I don't know how, what signs are available in the state. Did you know those?
I'd like to be able to put this recreational trail right of way and not call it a road.
Oh, yeah,
That's a right of way for those property owners, but it's not a, Yes.
Railroad bed recreational way.
Oh,
That's too long. one.
It is, yeah, it would be a long way.
Yeah, it's too long.
I like that.
yeah. It says what
Because
it
it
is.
defines what it is.
The bigger the sign, the more they'll pay attention to it, right?
right of way.
Well, it costs too.
What'd you say?
Is it more cost?
There must be some kind of standard.
But if we just put
Recreational way?
railroad bed TRL for trail,
Call it what it is, it's a trail.
people who own property know that they can drive out
They
there
have a new sign up anyway, a blue one, so make.
and put it in blue.
No.
Blue,
You're right. Blue, very good.
blue.
But a blue, you can't have road on. You can have way, drive, avenue.
Trail, TRL.
I like it.
And people are gonna go, I wonder what TRL stands for. Yes, it is a dead end.
Not really, not really.
You have to leave off of one of the side, whatever you wanna call it.
You go up there with a truck. You can get-
I wouldn't know, but.
Oh, yeah, a dead end sign. That's a dead end, because it doesn't go all the way through.
Okay, so I make a motion, we call it railroad bed TRL for trail and make it blue.
I will second that.
All in favor? Great. Cool beans. Catering permit for the Black Tie Company. Did anyone notice what I noticed?
That it's on Bear Pond Road in Waterford, not Hartford.
Yes. So the catering company is from South Portland.
Do they want to be in Hartford or do they want to be in Waterford?
They probably got hired and then looked up Bear Pond in Waterford, Maine. And think that Camp Keeler is there, which it is not. Camp Keeler is in Hartford, Maine. So, but I don't have a problem with this catering application and serving beverages, but I certainly want to make sure they don't do it in Waterford, Maine at Camp Keeler, which is what it says town Waterford. So if we could just correct that and.
So, did you make a motion?
Yep, I'd like to make a motion. I accept the catering application with the changes that is actually happening in Hartford. All right, all in favor? Cool beans, another one down. All right, responsible pet care. See if it says Waterford. It's a great menu. It's so pretty.
Contract renewal.
So next one is contract renewal for responsible pet care. So Leanne, canine stray pickup, $40, first day at 15 per day, starting the second day. Are these prices similar to last year's? Because I don't have their old contract in front of me.
I'm just wondering if the town has to pay that, or. I don't know why they would have pickup fees, because we have animal control.
Right.
I understand that. I think they're charged to the owner. I would say.
Yep.
Yeah, owner will be responsible for daily boarding fees.
But it says it's a stray. And since all the cats like Dave Bowen's place, we don't want Dave and
These are dogs.
his lovely, oh, sorry, canine. I don't see any deer pickup. No deer pickup for a stray
The
deer?
dogs at large, they're gonna call it a stray. It's
Gotcha.
running down the road.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Can you please look at number 8? Just think of it for me. Well, I would say I would like to approve this contract to continue with responsible pet care. And as part of the ACO, we have asked that we be kept informed, just to let everyone know, we've asked to be kept
Is it- is
informed.
this part of
When
the motion?
responsibility, no, sorry,
Was there a second?
we're looking, great. All in favor?
Now you can
Okay,
discuss.
the ACO, we asked the ACO to let us be aware, not after the fact, that if responsible pet care can't take a cat, can't take cats or dogs for any certain amount of time, we want to know about it ahead of time. We don't want to know about it after the fact. So, in the past, if somebody's wanted or had animals be picked up or had problems, sometimes the ACO would say, well, I couldn't because they're not taking animals, and that's not a good reason, and we need to know if for some reason responsible pet care can't take an animal, know where we're gonna be moving it to or whatever. Yes,
Yeah, so
Peggy.
they should probably let you know in advance, like, this date, I'm full, and I'll let you know when I'm no longer full.
Correct. And not tell us after the fact, because she knows, the ACO knows, and she can just text it to me or Kathy.
Catering permit.
Catering permit, do you still have that?
Oh, you can try.
Okay. Okay, and, oh,
Did you sign?
you, you need to sign it there, hold on, you got the wrong one. My bad. Okay, MMA Executive Committee ballot. Okay, so it's time for each member municipality to cast its official vote. Pursuant to MMA laws, these candidates were interviewed by 6 members of the nominating committee, which include former executive committee, past president, and elected municipal officer, municipal employee, and a town and city manager. The ballot must be signed by a majority of municipal officers, select board, or council. Right, there are what was the first one? It has all this information here, but there's no name next to it. Michelle Varullo Cole, selectman in the town of Bethel, Maine, is running. Matthew Garside, town manager of the town of Poland. David Sear, town manager of town of Frenchville. And Justin Poirier, town manager of town of Monmouth, are the people running. Would you like me to run through their specifications? Any of those people interest you? Because we have to vote for one. Kathy?
Closest one.
Monmouth?
Oh, my word, you make me laugh.
See the closest one to us. Would you?
Yeah. So that would be Monmouth, it's the closest to Hartford.
Why do you choose that?
Because it was the closest to Hartford, it might
That's-
understand more of our concerns, and it's small.
For MMA, though?
Yep.
I thought they were collective to help everybody.
Well, they are.
They
They're
are.
supposed to help us all the time.
Right. I don't think,
Sounds to me like Poirier's probably the businessman Poirier.
What's that?
Sounds to me like Poirier and Monmouth might be the Poirier excavation, probably a lot of background there. Business sense.
this was a good. And town manager.
So they are recommending that Justin, on the very back page, that Justin Poirier from Monmouth Town Manager be the vice president, and the executive committee team would be David Sear, Michelle Varullo Cole, and Matthew Garside, but they did not include the person from Monmouth at all in their recommendations.
So they're kind of telling you who they.
Oh, Monmouth, excuse me, as the vice president, Justin Poirier. Do you want to go with their recommendations?
Yeah.
Michelle Cole, I wonder if she's related to Scott.
Could be.
Bethel.
Mhm.
We each have a bird.
Hmm?
Huh?
Hold on, let me see. It says it can be signed by one, or it can be signed by all 3 of us. So let's do all 3 of us. Down here, print name and sign. Okay, we are gonna need you people's help out here for the next one.
What I told you is not correct, so.
What you what?
What I told you about the next one,
Oh, it's not correct?
they haven't done the testing yet. They need permission to do the testing.
But I'd really like to, can we talk about this here with the group?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that before.
All right, so we've received correspondence from Haley Ward Engineering and Environmental Group, Select Board Town of Hartford, regarding PFAS sampling to the Select Board. Haley Ward, Inc. has been hired by the Maine Department of Environmental Protection to conduct an evaluation of the potential presence of, basically it's PFAS, I won't even try to, polyfluoroalkyl substances on the former septic land application spreading site located on the town of Hartford's property, located at 52 Marble Road in Hartford, the old dump.
Transfer station.
What's that?
Transfer station.
Transfer station. So that's not what they're saying, so let me continue reading. This property was licensed to the town of Hartford by MDEP back in 1992 for the disposal of septic on the site.
Septic.
I don't remember.
In 1992, we were putting septic out there? I cannot imagine. Enclosed with this letter is a fact sheet regarding PFAS that was prepared by the Maine Center for Disease Control and Prevention. Additionally, Maine Department of Environmental Protection suspects that the septic may have been spread by the town of Hartford on an adjoining parcel owned by Mr. Gard Twitchell to the north on R2 through 023. Are you able to confirm or deny that? Both suspected spreading sites described above are depicted in the attached figure. Now, is anyone aware that we ever had a license to spread sewage at our transfer station?
When my father told that to the town, it was a transfer station. And I appreciate it, but I never remember going around there and ever smelling anything, which I think you would. And who in town would have, you'd have to have a contractor or something, I think.
You'd have to have a truck to do it.
Yeah, absolutely, like the one in Turner or whatever, I mean.
Right,
somebody would have
or
to
a septic
dump it.
dumping group or
I
something.
never,
I don't remember that.
I never remember anything that, like that.
I remember going out there with
And
my
this
dad
was-
to the dump and we would
was-
just bring our trash bags and that'd be it.
Yeah. Was this in 92, they said, somebody thinks?
1992. So, but they're also saying, can we confirm or deny that we also spread septic on this other piece of property, which on the map shows our site, which is down here, and they're asking if we also spread septic on somebody else's property, knowingly.
Well, just beyond the mountain property, with Guy Twitchell, if you go up that road to the right of where the gate is, you go up there and Guy Twitchell owns up to the stone wall up there. And Guy Twitchell owns up beyond that, okay? And I don't know.
But that's not where the transfer station was.
No, but that would have gone, well, it was on Guy Twitchell, but the lay of the land would push it towards where the basic transfer station was, with tires and scrap metal and oil or whatever in the shed. But I never heard of that or known anybody to do it, but who am I?
Who used to run it? Do you know that?
I know Lee Holman was involved with the transfer station for a while, but I don't know how long, and I don't have that kind of
Wesley was
history.
running the,
Yeah, I was wondering if Wesley knew anything about it.
Wesley was running the garbage truck, right? Compacting in the garbage truck, taking it away.
Not that.
That was after.
No, but I meant
Wesley, what?
people that have lived in town that long.
Right, Wesley Hudson.
I don't remember anything like that.
What's
I
that?
don't remember anything like that.
Dave, do you remember anything?
So, like, town level, to this day, any resident can go down to the town office and get you pay like $50, and you're able to have your septic tank pumped, and you can go spread it at their transfer station. So this might have been licensed for that, but, I mean, I was involved in 97 on, and there was nothing of that going on at that point. I can't say from 92 to 97.
And it says it was licensed in 92, that's when the permit was.
But from 97 on, there was nothing, I know that.
I don't know if David knows.
I called Nickerson's, they never dumped anything.
And why would we purposely dump something when we have our own transportation? Why would we create another whole dump site on someone else's property? I can't imagine we would do that either.
No.
They want to soil test at whose request?
DEP.
Okay.
So they want to do soil testing, they want to know if we want to confirm or deny that we dumped stuff on Guard Twitchell's property, which I'm going to say deny, because I can't imagine we would just go.
Just saying no. Just no.
Yeah,
We're requesting that you contact us via email or phone to discuss Haley Wood collecting soil samples from the property owned by the town of Hartford described above. Additionally, if a drinking water well is present at the property, Haley Wood requests collecting a drinking water sample, which there's no well there. There's an old farm, but from my understanding, there's no well.
Did they ever drill a test well up there? I thought they did, no?
The town?
What's that?
Did the town ever drill a test well up there after the dump closed?
No, why would we want to?
Sometimes they make you.
Well, this could be it.
Pardon?
I said this could be it. So it says regarding your well, costs associated with the sampling will be covered by MDEP and will be at no cost to you. Our goal is to schedule sampling over the next couple of months. The MDEP, Maine Department of Environmental Protection, has requested that we reach out to Mr. Guard Twitchell as well for permission to collect soil groundwater samples from his property for the suspected seepage spreading site that is located on his property. Samples collected will be sent to a Maine State certified laboratory for PFAS analysis. Once sample results are received from the laboratory, they will be reviewed and reported to you and the MDEP. Future PFAS investigators in this area will be determined based on the initial information collected.
So they're just looking for permission at this point.
Like I said, God Twitchell's, the stone wall that divided between the Marble property and God Twitchell, his property was a little higher, okay? And so I think anything that it would be draining down towards the gate, and it slopes that way. So I don't think, but if this is free, if the DEP is gonna do it, at no cost to us, then I guess, hey, go ahead and do it. I mean, it would be nice to know, but I think it's.
But it's basically asking, they are saying there's a dump site out there, and
No,
we don't have a dump site out there. Yes, Jason?
Right, not to our knowledge, but who's to say that he didn't?
Right.
That's why I said, maybe it's septic problems.
Maybe, is he trying, I'm not saying that he did anything wrong, but we need to think of it from a CYA. If maybe he's trying to CY his A. Maybe we had nothing to do with it at all, but there's something there that is gonna, so how, I don't know, I just want to throw that out there. Who's to say that it's ours if there's something on his property?
Yes, Cindy?
Why are they testing this at all? Why is the DEP up there testing dirt on town of Hartford's property anyway?
Because it says that we had some sort of septic permit back in 1992, meaning we dumped septic out there.
You know what you could do is you could ask them to send you a
Yeah,
copy
that's
of the
under the
permit.
permit, haven't sent it, like, I'll see who signed
You want to see
it.
the copy of the permit?
Transfer station.
Oh, you had a transfer station.
No,
Maybe that was
that's
part of the
something.
transfer station license that,
We'll have them send it to you, so it reads.
Moral?
It's a transfer station. It wasn't a dumping station. You could put brush there, but it was either burned off or anything else was there and taken away, except for tires. We went in there, I'm not sure, Ken, were you there with me? Right, okay. We went in there and we found some tires and they were removed, but as far as anything, I don't think anybody would allow something that was going to be permanent there. I think it was just, hey, you put it there and then we'll come around and collect it.
Leanne?
But things were set on the ground in certain areas, maybe something could have spilled, I don't know. We were gonna be fine, that's why we had to close the transfer station, because it wasn't being maintained correctly.
That's not to say that somebody couldn't, perhaps, Al said, or whatever, there was a lot of times people were dumping sewage all over the place. And maybe somebody went there and said, hey, nobody's up here, take a truck and
But
go
it says
do
we have a permit, that we
Yeah,
applied for a
I
permit.
don't understand, I mean, how do they get up on Twitchell's land, you know?
In
they-
two places that they think,
That was all- that
someone
was all
says that they
woods
think we
anyway,
dumped
wasn't
on Twitchell's land.
Yeah,
We wouldn't have done that.
have it tested.
Do we want to go ahead and ask for copies of this? We're gonna be thorough.
We want to ask for a copy of the application they're talking about from 1992, or do we want to just
The
test?
transfer station applications and.
But what about this septic, or septic
Septage.
land
Is
application?
it on it?
It says on a former septage land application, spreading site located at the town of Hartford property located at 52 Marble. So where is this septage?
I looked through some of the paperwork from the transfer station and see if it was
I think I'd like to try to find that. Can we call her? Can we call this?
You want to take that on?
I'll do it.
You have one last final comment?
I think you were just mentioning about verifying who had the permit or whatever, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, get it and find out who did it, and then maybe somebody can remember, if it was a certain company, maybe they saw something, a vehicle up there. with a
Find
name
out
on
what the
it.
terms were on the application as well.
So, but it says additionally, Maine Department of Environmental Protection suspects that septage may have been spread by the town of Hartford on an adjoining parcel owned by Mr. Guard Twitchell, which is a rock wall there,
And he's uphill.
and he's uphill.
Unless the gate was locked, somebody says, oh, I'm gonna dump it, forget it, I'll just go up around it.
But the town of Hartford was not dumping septic, we didn't do that.
Who in the town of Hartford has a license? Unless it's an out-of-town, contractor who may have a license, but if somebody don't, I think they would be helpful.
Let's go ahead, it's getting late.
All right,
I'll call them.
Kathy's gonna call.
Good, thank you.
All right. Town hall use for J.O. Irish Museum Craft Fair 10/26/24.
So, are you willing to waive any of the
Fees.
requirements for that?
I'm willing to waive the fees, but I believe they have liability and they can use that policy right here.
Will that cover that, Natasha?
Well,
Hi.
what policies, did you mean like our policy?
Yes, yeah.
So Doreen said that our insurance doesn't cover it, so we would have to do whatever $75 is. I don't really understand it though. And then when I asked Leanne about it, she said you can apply for it or something. She still don't quite understand, but she said just bring it here and see if you'd be willing to waive one or more of the fees.
It's a town fair. Purchase the gallery guard for $75.
It's the, it's museum, which I feel is a part of the
That
town.
sounds
but-
right.
It's separate from the town, but.
Yeah, I know it's separate from the town.
Still what? Where does the insurance fall in that? Will ours cover that? Will it just be an uninsured event? What,
If we waive it, we have no insurance.
Waive the insurance, then we could be sued if something, someone gets hurt.
and what is it?
$75, right?
For them to purchase the Gaba garden.
When do you need to know?
No, we need to, approve their date to do it
Okay,
tonight, so that no one else takes the date.
okay.
And, we need to let them know whether we're gonna require insurance or whether we're gonna waive it. I'm willing to waive the fee to rent the hall for sure.
Yeah.
I'm also willing to, kick in half the cost personally to pay for the insurance that you will need to buy. Because we need to protect the townspeople. We're trying to set standards just because we want groups that have liability or can access it, so.
Kathy Lowe, would you want to sort of?
I'll kick in the other half.
Oh, we got the other half. Look at that. You are all covered, Natasha.
And then I guess I don't quite understand how to apply for it or whatever that means.
Right online. I'll give you the,
Send me a link,
it's right online. It's instant.
like, on a Hartford
So-
page or their website or.
So Natasha, you and I can work together and I'll just get the form filled out for us and under you guys' name and I'll pay the fee with the lovely lady sitting next to you.
Okay, do you need me there? Do you want me to tell me?
I'll find out I'll print off what the form looks like so that, then
Have
I'll,
it right at the town office.
sound good?
Yeah, that's fine.
Great.
You can make a motion?
I'd like to make a motion that we allow the museum, of course, to use the property here at no rental fee. They will need to require insurance, which will be paid privately.
I will.
Great, all in favor? There we go. Yay. All right, appointments and resignations. I see that we have the book here, which must mean something came in. Is that a yes?
We have, recreation committee with openings and alternates on ordinance committee. I think appeals is.
Okay. We have Jane Quint, lives on Copperhead Lane.
Trees committee.
Says she's looking to be on ordinance committee. What, do we need anybody for ordinance?
Alternates.
Alternate. Okay. I make a motion that we accept Jane's volunteer form to be an alternate on the ordinance committee. Does anyone know Jane?
That's me.
Oh, hi. I'm so glad you're here because now you can sign your life away. I mean, you can sign the form to be on the committee.
Which I get.
All right, all in favor? Welcome.
Thank you.
Excellent. All right. Paul Burmeister has also come in and filled out a form. And he said he's interested in serving on the ordinance committee. So how many alternates can we have? Well, I make a motion that we ask Paul Burmeister to be an alternate on the ordinance committee. All right, all in favor?
Should we put alternates in there?
Ooh, good idea.
It'll be on his.
Oh, well, okay.
Okay. I think that's the last one because we already.
Yep, 6:20.
Yeah.
QINT.
She was waiting for that.
Excellent.
No rec committee.
Nobody else in there?
No.
We're looking for rec committee members, just in case anybody in the worldwide of YouTube.
I don't need that.
Rec committee.
I don't need that.
You want to teach T-ball?
Al's interested.
I got enough jobs.
Jaylene in Portland.
There's those two for you to sign. Okay, election training and new clerk training. I know you've put those both in here. And I make a motion that we accept the proposals to go for training. And this is for Jaylene.
Can you, do we need to, I haven't decided if I'm going yet or not, but it's a good idea.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. Knowledge is power.
Yeah, we have a big election coming up.
Yep, big election coming up.
Yeah.
So is that election training for the, clerk, the voter people or?
Register voters and warden.
For the ballot? Okay, no. So we don't have to go.
Nope.
Good.
So I make a motion that we approve the training for you guys to go for election training and new clerk training.
I second it.
All in favor? Excellent. No, you don't need the new clerk training.
So just, can you make a separate motion for the other?
I'd like,
training?
all right, so election training would be for Leanne and Jaylene, yes? And then make a second motion for new clerk training for Jaylene. I need a second. All in favor? Okay.
And
MMA convention. Does anyone go to that from here? Like you? Who's on the MMA now? No, that's right, you're on
that's
APCOG.
another one. That's an officials training. And you received the GA updates?
I did. And I filled out the form in my box.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Can I have those two papers back so she can take her oath? You want to take your oath right now, so we don't have to, I'll give you a one.
All right, this is the Maine Municipal Elected Officials Workshop. It is Tuesday, September 17th. Workshop runs from, 4:30 in the afternoon till 8:30 PM.
Your meeting.
Dinner will be served midway through the workshop.
6?
I can give you.
Or Zoom.
Up there, then.
But you will not be eating dinner. It will be an air dinner, electronic food. It's for the diet version. The Weight Watchers version is through Zoom. So is that something you think you might be interested in going to?
Yeah, I might.
Okay,
Go on a Zoom.
That's what I'm thinking. You gonna?
yeah.
You gonna?
I don't know. When is it, October 2nd?
Tuesday, the 17th. Is that our second meeting?
It's not September then.
Right.
Oh.
Is that a select board meeting night?
Yeah.
Whew,
Which is that?
never mind.
Unless you want to bump it out a week.
There'll be others coming up.
Yeah. Okay. And then any other correspondence we need to know about?
You have extra.
General assistance.
Someone donated this book to us. It must pertain to Hartford. Samuel Fuller, maybe that's the Fuller.
So Samuel Fuller in Maine. Cool. And that's the thank you card we need to sign. It's in here.
Yes. I think I gave you all of these, but you can go through. You have one.
Yeah, I got them.
I'm still looking for an estimate to apply for this grant for bollards, is that how you?
Bollards.
Bollards for the front of the town office, like, can't find anyone to give it an estimate.
I'll find out who we get to do our bollards at C.M. Brown.
To install them.
Yeah.
and Purchase them.
I wonder if
Yeah.
Gagman's will do it. If you
I don't
call
know,
them,
see,
will they
we
bring
put
them
bollards up all the
in?
time
Pardon?
to cover our gas cages and propane cages and lately front doors that people like to drive through.
I know they sell them down there.
I can buy one, I just need an estimate to install it so I can apply for the grant. Because you have to dig down for the tar, I guess, and pour
I
some
think
in.
you could just hammer a rod down there, like rebar. I think there's holes in them.
Let it stop a car.
That's what I thought too.
They usually dig a road and put it in 3 or 4 feet deep.
Ask
To
Walmart.
send,
They
to
must
send.
know.
No, she's talking about the ones that just lay on the ground, they're 45-degree.
No, I wasn't.
It's like moments
Talking
ago,
about holes?
yeah.
Oh, I tried to
Stop
talk
a car.
Yeah, no, those, you have to put a hole in. Ask Joe Dobbins, I think he has a thing on the back of his tractor.
Usually with an auger or a hole and put them in.
Genealogy.
Ask Joe Dobbins, he might give you an estimate.
G-book.
I'm pretty sure. he's-
It has to be someone with insurance.
It will make a nice
No,
addition.
thank you. I think that we could apply for the $3,000.
Addition to our Hartford history.
I thought it was all concrete.
Yeah, those are used for that.
Right.
It's the big one.
Go stop a car. Put it in the little hole.
I said thank you so much for the book. Samuel Fuller, Descendants of Samuel Fuller, and will make a great addition to our Hartford history books.
You guys will look at this, Kathy.
You got a minute and a half.
Who's this gonna be kept?
Where are we gonna keep this book? Excellent, history shelf, the history shelf. That's, no, I don't want to smudge it, that's why I'm leaving it. Okay, agenda items for next meeting.
So far, I have FEMA updates, the DEP testing. Is there something else that was stated?
Road committee update on Pratt Hill.
You put up a bid,
Yep,
who's gonna be with that?
you're gonna do that, right?
Wes, did you give the town?
No, we're gonna talk about it after.
Okay.
He wants to talk to us after.
So to put it on the agenda, it's kind of an open session thing, but I'd like to put on discussing the fire department's
Coverage.
coverage and call. I'd like to discuss it, maybe add that to the agenda. There was a fire right on the Hartford-Sumner line, and our contracted towns are Buckfield, Canton, and Turner. Sumner has,
Sumner Health.
Sumner did. We are not contracted with Sumner. However, they were at the fire station, trained in gear. 12 minutes had gone by from the dispatch call to Buckfield before they were pinged to go assist. There was a lot of burning that took place in that 12 minutes. Canton was first on site with the first truck. As soon as that call came through, 12 plus minutes later, Sumner was second. They were 2 minutes from the fire. It would have, I think, had a very different outcome. So I'd like to be able to discuss maybe talking, doesn't even necessarily need to be changing up any contracts, but maybe how things are dispatched. I'd like to discuss that the next one. Well, yeah, but like I said, I'm not
Can I give you a
looking,
little bit of history on that?
that's then, we're moving forward. right? You know what, bad attitudes and bad blood is gonna continue as long as attitudes hold on to it. This is a whole new fire station, it's a whole new.
I hope so.
I hope so too. There's 14 on the department now, the trucks are updated, the equipment is all updated, new, and they're trained. So to assist, but like I said, I'm not looking to change contracts, but maybe revisit
If it's right next to Sumner especially.
that covers you, that covers me.
Oh, I know.
So it covers all of the old 140.
We're supposed to be looking out for the citizens of Hartford. Sounds kind of important.
I just want to be able to discuss, how we could go about maybe talking to the other departments and see how we could add Sumner to the.
That's funny because all of them are close by where West was stretched out. All the departments
They
are
are.
close by
Correct.
To each area.
in different
Sections.
Because the one in North Turner covers
Mhm.
that whole, all of Bear Pond, and they're right there.
in Buckfield.
Yeah, and Buckfield's right to the side, yeah.
They're 2 minutes up the road, literally 2 minutes up the road. So
appreciated it.
I would just like to revisit that. My neighbors lost their entire house. Caused
Wait
still to
15
be.
minutes before I call.
What's that?
I said, I'm gonna wait 15 minutes before I call.
Oh, Kathy.
No, but look at the mess they got to clean up now.
Ugh.
I mean, it's awful.
Anywho, just want to discuss it and see what our options are to just
Yeah.
get them called sooner, not as a last resort.
Okay, is there any other items for next agenda? And then we'll move to open session.
I have a question on this open session.
Yep.
How come they got moved to way down at the bottom instead of up here in the middle?
So the reason we moved it there is because lately our agendas are so long and we only meet every other week. So I wanted to really get our town business down that we have to get done every 2 weeks and then open it up and be ready to rock and roll if
But
something
I'm just thinking of the people, like, say if someone comes to a meeting and he wants something to discuss in open session, but they can't wait till at the end of the meeting to discuss anything. They have to go somewhere. You know what I mean?
Then they can put it on the next agenda.
Yeah. I'm just wondering why it was moved all the way down at the bottom.
That's typically where it is, to my understanding, talking with other municipalities. It's at the end of our business instead of part of the business. And format is everybody gets up to 3 minutes, no more than to speak. And we've been super generous from what I can see as an attendee, as well as we've been more than
Thank you,
generous with
David.
that.
Do you have anything for open session, David? You sure?
Good night.
Thank you.
No, I was just wondering.
Is there anyone here that has any business that'd like to discuss for open session? Yes, Ken?
I can't help but bring up, from the road report from the road commissioner, that now we need 800 yards of gravel. But if you read Article 16 that we all voted on at town meeting, the legislative body, it didn't ask for any funds. Actually, it was told that we didn't need any funds because the prior year we had asked for funds, we got voted down. This year we got asked for $5,110 this year for winter plowing. We didn't get asked for any taxation to cover any upgrades to this road in Article 16. Now we're asking for 800 yards of gravel without any labor costs. Just the gravel at $12 a yard is $9,900 for dairy. There was no money appropriated for that in the article. How can we approve it now?
Leanne?
It was in the budget that the road commissioner submitted and it was approved.
Mm-hmm.
It was $20,000 under Darrington Road.
For the lower section?
No.
Up a
It
section.
included gravel.
It was told at the meeting when it was discussed, the difference between the article in this year and the difference in the article the year before was the only additional amount was for winter plowing. The year before was over $70,000, but we were told that it would be covered by FEMA, which we still haven't got a dollar amount yet, over a year later. Because of all the storms that had washouts and the upgrades were done to that road, we didn't need to spend the 70 anymore because FEMA was gonna pay for it. Or at least part of it. And the number 30,000 was thrown out. We keep asking, it was asked here again tonight, how much money are we getting from FEMA? No one can answer the question to this day. Why not? Where's the money going? And we've always, in the budget, given money to Darrington Road, 500 for this road, 500 for that road. The budget committee decided that we can't decide where the money goes because the road commissioner spends it wherever he wants. So we did not designate it for any particular road. We did the coverage for all summer roads. So now, here we said, asking for additional funds that weren't approved at town meeting. Why are we approving? For a resident that hasn't become a permanent resident.
They
Yes.
will be.
Yes, Al.
He keeps saying,
Well, I believe we should still do Pratt Hill before we even think about doing anything else. That's our main,
Why put so much money into that road? I mean, there's worse roads in town. Why are we perfecting that one like a highway?
I asked you not to put any money into Darrington Road.
Exactly.
You put 79,000 into it last year. If that didn't cover what we were told that was needed, winter plowing, then don't plow. Jim said he wouldn't plow it as a contractor unless we put this money in it. Talk about a conflict of interest. What hat are we wearing? Road commissioner or contractor?
We said from the beginning it needed gravel. You all know that.
We don't have a dollar amount. We don't have time.
It was in the budget.
It was in the budget for all roads.
It was right there.
All roads. Pratt Hill was in the budget too.
How much did we,
That didn't get spent.
how much did we get? I can't remember what we cut out of summer roads, what the town chose to cut.
$100,000 on some of the roads, the budget committee did.
100,000.
We don't have, and we can't afford to spend any more money on Darrington Road when we have Pratt Hill that hasn't been taken care of. If we don't have to plow for a seasonal resident again this year, after 30 years, for one seasonal resident, so we can upgrade Pratt Hill,
And now we're
and so
going
be
in,
it.
and now Pratt Hill job is going out for bid, which I guarantee you it will be more than $50,000.
Well, we'll see, won't we? But let's not count our chickens before they hatch, and let's not spend our money before we know what amount we have to spend.
No, because it'll be.
On
quite
Darrington,
good.
we don't know how much 800 yards of gravel is gonna cost us, do we? I know at $12 a yard, 800 yards is gonna cost you $9,800. That's just the gravel. That's not the labor putting it in. We spent 79,000 on that road last year with the promise of getting the unknown amount back from FEMA. We haven't got it.
We haven't did the previous one either, did we?
No more money in Darrington.
FEMA's
Put it on
slow.
other roads that we'll use.
Federal government slow.
Yes, Al.
I drove that road, and Kathy drove that road before Ben did what he did on that road, and the only problem I seen on that road was that big culvert needed to be longer. The rest of the road was decent. And we agreed, I mean, you sent me out to look at things, and
I think a soft spot, I don't know, he might be talking about the money part would be, I think, by that landing.
I don't know exactly where it is, where the landing was, but did they log there?
Don't know,
I'll talk about Darrington.
way this side,
Okay.
where it's been, he logged out there years ago. He got a soft spot.
I mean, we gotta look at the roads. We gotta look at the roads that people drive on every day. Town Farm Road sucks.
Right.
I mean,
We have another person that wants to talk.
There's another big hole in the bottom.
Dan La Rochelle.
Yeah, I was just curious, being a resident of Hartford for 20 years.
Quiet, please.
I'm curious as to the road commissioner being a town employee, does he have like a job duty or some obligations, or is it listed as to what his job title is? And does he or she project years ahead, or as far as what roads need to be done in advance, like 5, 10 years down the road? Or is he flying on the seat of his pants? Because I'm not seeing a whole lot of projection from even the road committee as to a lot of the municipal towns do have all their roads set in order. As to when it was paid last, when it's gonna be paid, there's a whole schematic system of, taking care of the roads in certain towns. I don't really see that here. And the other thing I have is that 20 years ago, when Maynard was doing the roads, he would plow every 2 inches. So as far as I'm concerned, I put a complaint in many years ago when I had a NICU baby at home, and these people, Bill was plowing the road after the storms, and I see all, even the select people say, what a wonderful job. I disagree, because if you can't get an ambulance up the High Hill, up in San Diego, I got a problem with that. So I put plenty of complaints in, and, Ben, right to his face, he knows it. And I just don't feel, and you guys backing him up, I'll say you guys, you girls, there's some of you here, some of you not. But I was dumbfounded when I brought my baby home. If I had to call an ambulance, we're not getting an ambulance up there because they're not up.
I think reestablishing the road committee and trying to get a road plan in, and they've only had a couple of meetings. You're right on, I agree with you, you're right on where we want to be. We want to have a plan. We want to know what's coming next. Then handle the emergencies as we have to, but to actually have a plan. And Natasha was actually first.
Oh, I don't know much about council, but I think there was, because back in 2020, from what I understood, what I understood was I voted for, we were gonna pave all of the town roads, and we did have, from what I remember, a list of all the roads that were gonna be done. It felt like they spent a lot of time on like Church Street and certain roads and Stetson Road to make those nice. I don't know what happened, I kind of fell out of following the town at that point. From my understanding, the prices went up, so not all of the roads got done, and that's kind of messed up the plan. But from my understanding, there was a plan back in 2020 of what roads were gonna be done, and then it kind of fell apart. So I think there was a plan at some point, that's just my understanding,
Al?
I was on the road committee. When we had a plan, 5-year plan.
We were on that, just to clarify.
Back maybe 7, 8 years ago,
Okay.
10 years ago, I was told by the road commissioner, I am not listening to effing any of you people on the road committee because you don't know what you're doing. So they just did what they wanted to do. And the money that Tosh is talking about, that money was projected to go on the roads, excuse me, sir. That then just asked for another pile of money to do because he didn't do those roads. That's why we cut the budget. I'm on the budget committee too. I'm on the road committee, I'm on the budget committee. Other people were on the road committee. We all bailed. I bailed on the road committee. Lee Holman came to a meeting one night, and I asked to put the minutes on toilet paper because we were just spinning our wheels doing nothing because he was not paying attention. Nothing. And there's not other people that were on the road committee after me that found out the same thing. I went and got road meters up in Augusta to find out what roads needed to be paved first with the amount of traffic on them. And it just fell by the wayside. Now we have a road committee that's gonna be working, people are working very hard on it, to make sure, and the select board is taking our recommendations, and that's why we're in a big halt right now. I mean, we're trying.
I think I'm just spilling out because.
No, I understand, I understand.
I've been
But I understand.
And I don't want it to be a personal conflict with anybody. I just want to know that, the town, does have its problems, especially with the roads, and there's a lot of conflict, and I think people should start look into what exactly happening here, and I totally agree with, the select people.
Basically, I just told you exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Okay, but not now.
Okay. I'm done.
but thank you.
You're welcome.
So we will ask BIM, approximately how much the Darrington Road, is gonna, how much, 800 yards of gravel and exactly where it's going. But I really wanna see Pratt Hill Road, and get started so that money doesn't spew out this other end, we don't have enough money to do Pratt Hill.
My fear is we spend 10,000 on gravel, and who knows what the price is to put the gravel down and upgrade the road for winter plowing to be acceptable. We aren't gonna have the money for Pratt Hill. We spend money putting down this coal patch. We spend money grading. We're gonna be out of money for Pratt Hill.
Why don't you cancel everything and just do Pratt Hill only, and that's it? Pratt Hill, there you go.
You gotta
Get
do,
it done.
you gotta do the grading, you gotta get rid of the coal patch. You gotta get rid of the coal patch and you gotta get.
So is it my understanding correct that you've already given him permission to do what he had here on his report?
4 jobs.
Does he have permission to go ahead with these jobs right now? Is my question. I think that needs to be clarified before we adjourn.
Well, I totally understand your concern, and I think that, since you've brought this to our attention, I would like to have him hold off on work on Darrington Road until we get our Pratt Hill numbers in order.
Thank you.
What do you think about that?
I think I would second that. Pratt Hill is, it needs to be done.
More.
How long does it take to get the bids out?
Well, I think the road committee will end up working on the bid package on Monday,
Okay, 7 o'clock, right, Al? Thank you.
and hopefully we can
And
get
then-
that.
And then it takes approximately 2 weeks to, or maybe even more to get that back?
We're gonna do the best we can. The only reason this road was not started sooner is because BIM did not get the information back that the road committee and the select board asked them to do. We
Right?
could have been done
Yeah.
sooner, right?
Yeah, probably should have been, but, you know, some people didn't want it. They wanted to get bids on it, they wanted to be exact and finite on
Not-
everything.
not exact
So
and finite,
this
we
is
wanted to
what
know the
the select
products.
board is ending up with.
We asked for an
Let's
estimate.
wait for another month or so. before it
We
gets done.
asked for an estimate. The roads committee and the select board were willing to help. Kathy went over and offered to help. And we kept getting put off 2 weeks at a time, 2 weeks at a time. So stop blaming us because the fault does not lie here.
And
Oh, who is Bill? I'd say, you know, you've got I think Bill is pretty easy to work with, okay? I could be wrong.
Not regarding
Okay.
this.
You don't agree, okay. And I'm not sure, you know, by somebody bringing in, the road committee, bringing in somebody and saying, oh, this is what needs to be done. Okay, let's take the two and see where you agree and let's get something done.
Agreeable?
Time out.
Hold
Time out,
on.
Please, can I say something?
And that's exactly what we tried to do. Our road committee manager, Kathy Lowe, went over and tried to talk to Ben. He was not gonna budge at all on filling out this really cool form that basically said, this is what we think we're gonna need. This is the products we're gonna use.
What are you gonna do if all of a sudden the bids come in a lot higher? What are you gonna do? Are you gonna pay it or just gonna leave it?
It is gonna come in higher.
Huh? Well, I don't care. What are you gonna do then? Then you're gonna see the fallacy of your ways?
There's no fallacy of our ways. We're gonna follow the procedure we're supposed to be following in the first place.
Okay,
Done.
then let's get moving then. Light the fire.
Isn't a bid, it actually is the total amount that they're gonna, you.
With a breakdown of how you got there.
Breakdown. Well, the estimate that he's given isn't even a total amount. We could be spending way more money having Vim do it because we don't know how much he wants to charge.
There's that.
With a bid, you get the total amount, this is how much it's gonna cost you.
Well, the last meeting, Kathy came back and said 50 to 60,000. Tonight, Ben sat there and said 40 to 50,000. I'm like, what happened? There's a difference between 40 and 60. And this week it's different because we don't really have a breakdown that we can check on. Yes, Cindy,
Not 32.
and we're gonna wrap it up, but yeah,
I have a question.
Yep.
Was anybody there at the meeting that heard exactly how Jim feels about the select board, about the road committee, and about all of this stuff going on? That he has absolutely no use and does not intend to follow anything you guys say? Why would you want to work with somebody that absolutely does not want to work with you? And you should be escorted out if you can't control yourself and stop beating up on the women.
Well, you know what's interesting, at the select board,
okay.
you kind of really good thing for my wife, didn't you? Nobody challenged you on that.
We have another comment from the back. Did I see another hand? No? All right, at this moment, we're going to adjourn. Thank you very much for coming. Drive safely home, please.
Fantastic haircut.
Kathy Lowe.
Fantastic haircut.
Leslie, to see if he says no unsafe terms, will he will have. So how can Laura Mason say that? You know as well as we know that he hates us, he will not work with us, will not work with us. And in the minutes, it says that he's going to have that with us. I am looking at select board except for you. But really? Oh, yeah.
Says the